possible. Our great Nigeria is very impossible. And useful. Obedient and useful. Our great Nigeria is possible. Our great Nigeria is very possible. For better infrastructure, for better life, yeah, my people. For better roads, yeah, for better hospitals and health, yeah. For lights today, for everything to work for us, for Nigeria. Yeah. No more hunger. Obi for better Nigeria. Obedient and useful. Obi, I'll be obedient and useful. Obi, oh yeah, Obi, get it. Hausa man, Yoruba man, Igbo man, Middle Belt, Niger Delta. Let us come together for better Nigeria. For better life, for better health, for better road. From consumption to production.
All right, my people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Naija Watch family, we're back here again. It's another wonderful day today, Tuesday, 3rd January 2023. Thank you very much, my people, for joining us. I appreciate every one of you. We are doing it all over again today. Yes. How on a day, my people. Muna tell me how on a day. Tell us where you're watching us from on the comment section. Let's see. Let me quickly acknowledge the people on the comment section so we can move on this particular broadcast straight away. Remember, we are here 7 days a week talking about the things that's affecting you and I. Yes, thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Another day, as you can see there, endorsement wahala is still going on. It's still the same situation that is currently going on right now, as more people are imagining talking about it. In fact, this endorsement from Obasanjo have given a lot of people headache, especially APC and PDP. They are not happy about it at all. They are complaining about it. They are taking one interview and another to make sure that they discredit the endorsement, discredit Peter Obi, and discredit General Olusegun Obasanjo. Even Sowore also came out to talk about it. We have everything with you today. Kenneth Okonkwo, last night responded, to this endorsement and also to the critiques that is going with it. Thank you very much, my people. This is what we have for you today. We're going to be talking about all this today. I appreciate you all on our day today, my people. Please help us to share this broadcast, like the broadcast, and let others know that we're right here. Let's talk about the things that's affecting us. I hope so now they hear me. When I'm not going to tell me later, so now they hear me. Just tell me so now they hear me, my people. All right, let me quickly go to the comment section. Acknowledge those of you that is right here quickly, so we can take another break for we to have the opportunity to share the broadcast for those of us that have not done so. Thank you very much. I can see Betty Richard Carey is right there with us. Good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us. And happy new year to you, mother of all, mommy the aspira. Good evening to you, mommy. Thanks very much for joining us. Good evening, good evening, good evening, my good people right there. Mike Akimbare, good evening to you. Thanks very much for joining us. Joshua, hey, I see you right there. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year to you all once again, once again. Today is only 3rd of January. The year is already running fast. As they say, the popular saying that time waits for nobody. I see Mr. Johnson Emmanuel is right there with us. Mary Osamogi, good evening to you, madam. Thanks very much for joining us. Good evening to every one of you. Ima Billion, I can see you. Thanks very much for joining us. Good evening to you. Promise Iduboze. Good evening, good evening, good evening, my people. Appreciate you all. Shola David is with us. Shola David, good evening to you and happy new year to you as well. Thank you very much, my people. Appreciate you all. Ifeanyi Onwuzulu, good evening to you. Yes, Obidati forever. Yes, I like that. Yes, you're right. That's why we are here. Good evening to you, my people. Okay, let me quickly move on. Owembasi, good evening to you once again. I appreciate you all in watching me from Baltimore, US. Okay, I never reached all those places. So, one day when I go invite me, I'll come visit you now. No wahala. Nobody don't invite me. That make me never come off for where I did. So I just sit down for a year. If I invite me, I'll come and visit now one by one. In fact, I can visit more than 10 countries in a month. You know. All right. To be honest, I would like to meet up with my consecrated supporters though someday. Some of you are so dedicated, and I'm very, very grateful. Some of you are very, very dedicated. No matter what, you are always encouraging us. I like that. By God's grace, if we have the opportunity ever to meet, we hug, we laugh, we drink, we joke. Yeah, to be nice. All right, King Akbason, I see you right there. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Nel Sam, I see you right there. Thanks for joining us. Good evening to you. Chukwu Emeka Kamara, good evening to you. Good evening to you all, my good people. I appreciate you all. Mia Bella, thanks for joining us. Good evening to you. Vine Maxwell, good evening to you, sir. Thanks very much for joining us. Happy New Year to you. I appreciate you all, my people. Lucky Yamu just joining us. Good evening to you. Moses and then Shay, I see you right there. Thanks for joining us. I bet you're gonna help me share this broadcast. Let others know that we're right here. The visibility is quite low, very, very low. Okay. Please help us to share. Okay. Is there one good? Thank you very much. Watching us from Chicago. All right. Vine Maxwell, you're asking, okay, when are you coming to Ghana? See progress in democracy. Okay. Ghana. To be honest, I go Ghana because I don't hear of that Ghana attire. I never go any African country before, apart from Nigeria. To be honest, if I have the time, I would like to visit African country. African countries or some of the countries. I would love to. For abroad, yes, I don't go many places. But for Africa, where me you come from? Apart from Nigeria, I don't ever go any African countries. Maybe na Ghana go be number one. Although I get that for mind to visit Ghana, Gambia, South Africa. There's another one again, Kenya. Yeah. I don't know when person go put all this stuff. Maybe I just follow those country like that. It go be as get chat, but let's see. Yeah, now Sam, yes, so that's what they talk to Ghana near us where Nigeria for Nigeria. I never go any Africa. I don't think all the life for here. I never visited any African country before. I never visit, and if you ask me, I don't just know why. To be, I don't know, but I would love to. I would love to somehow someday. Thank you. Alex Osaro Dion, thanks for joining us. Good evening to you. Thank you very much, my people. The link is right there. Let me repost the link again. Join us. Let's talk about the things that's affecting you and I. I just posted the link again. All right. Remember, it's all about first come, first serve. And yeah, that's what we do here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my people. Let's take about 1 or 2 minutes breaks again, break again, so that we can quickly have the opportunity to share this broadcast and like the broadcast as well. Please, help us to like and share. God bless you all, my people. Appreciate you all. Make we quickly take this break. Then we'll come, we start talking. And then we're gonna share. That is the purpose of this break.
And that you are not running for president. You are running for president through us.
Now, whatever you say about the Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi, one thing you can't deny or take away from him is the powerful passion and compelling zeal of his supporters. Such is their intensity and dedication that they seem to trump any of the inequities of the Peter Obi movement and whatever advantages the other three front-runner parties might have. When asked about this, his supporters say that in the same way that George Floyd became a symbol of the Black Lives Matter movement and Mahsa Amini has become a symbol of the fight against the oppression of women in Iran, so has Peter Obi become an ideological symbol of the fight for justice and equity in Nigeria, a fight that's being led by the youth who want to see a new generation of honest, committed leaders.
Who can you trust to fight for you? Vote Peter Obi for president. Vote the Labour Party.
People to know is that all these things I've done it at a particular level, and the result were clear. I'm only asking for the opportunity to do it for the country. So 2023 election will not be about tribe. No, don't vote for me because I'm from Southeast, I'm an Igbo man. It will not be about religion. The 2023 election should not be about my turn. It's nobody's turn. The country cannot continue to go the way it's going today. We must stop it. It is you that will stop it. The reason why we have all these problems is cumulative effect of leadership failure over the years. And this is the time to stop it. 2023 is the last time Nigerian diaspora will not vote. You cannot exclude your best brain from voting. It's impossible. If Angola can do it, Ghana can do it, South Africa can do it, they can do it, Nigeria must do it. It's structure of criminality, structure of corruption, structure that have kept Nigeria where it is today. That is the structure I want to dismantle. Character we can trust, competence, capacity, commitment to do the right thing. Thank you and God bless you.
Niger.
Nigeria is now well, I love it or leave it forever. Nigeria is now well, I love it and give it forever. Freedom is now or never. We are now winning or losing forever. Freedom is now or never. We rather win it and give it forever. Kanjezi gaho, agama waha na jai kama. Kanjezi gaho, kanje waha na jai kama. Zigaho, jai kama. Zigaho. you either love it or leave it forever. Nigeria is now or never. We rather love it and keep it for good. Freedom is now or never. We either win it or lose it forever. Freedom is now or never. We rather win it and keep it for good. Kanje siga hozu, agama waha na jai kamba. Kanje siga hozu, kanje waha na jai kamba. Siga hozu, jai kamba.
Call them back to let them know that yes, make una dey una lane. In fact, we now have another method of break now, you know, with Kenneth Okonkwo. If I make we take 1 minute break with him, they could attend also don't go another break again.
Because I said the failure of PDP and APC has made their spokespersons compulsive liars. And I'm talking statistics to be fact-checked. Dr. McCall, the Director General of the Poverty Alleviation Program under PDP, said Anambra State had the lowest poverty rate. We will be fact-checked for you to know. They don't have any other thing to offer. And when it came to the issue of endorsement, you saw his white lie. APC craved and nearly stole Obasanjo's endorsement. They went to him, and after talking with him secretly, they came out publicly to tell Nigerians that Obasanjo has endorsed them. He was there in the open. And Obasanjo had to retrieve his mandate. Because I've said it that everybody in APC is a thief, including animals. And even endorsement, they want to steal.
So now I want to see the full video, right? I know some of I know some of you don't see that video, but we want that waiting make Nigeria was unique. You see, the video will be posted, then we come here and say it how it is. Kenneth Okonkwo, you know, no, I love that man so much. So thank you very much, my people. We are going to be starting from here. Hold on, my people. Let's do this together. Where do we start right now? Okay, I played this video earlier on. I'd like to play it again because we have more people here. It's just a 40 seconds video. Let's listen to this from the notes.
I'm speaking to you right from the heart. Hello, obedient. I'm speaking to you right from the heart of Zaria City. Dan Allah na magana da ku. Let us go to the grassroots. Go to the grassroots. Reduce the Twitter, reduce the Facebook. Go to the grassroots and speak to people about Peter Obi. Please, we cannot afford to lose the next 4 years or next 8 years for a leader who has nothing to offer. Nothing to offer. Please, this is a very passionate appeal. Talk to people about Peter Obi. Talk to people. The elections are already by the corner. Don't get tired. Anytime you want to get tired, remember that Atiku or Tinubu is contesting. Who we want is Peter Obi. Labour Party is what we want. Speak to people, speak to people, speak to people. Don't get tired. God bless you.
Exactly. Please don't get tired. We are around the corner. We are very, very close, my people. Nobody should get tired. Don't relent on this movement, on this fight. We all will come back to celebrate here by the special grace of Almighty God. It's Peter Obi or nothing. Thank you very much, my people. Like I said before, I would like us to take it from here. We're going to take Omoyele Sowore as the last segment for today. But let's start with Kenneth Okonkwo. Then we'll move on from there. God bless you all. Please help us to share this broadcast and like as well. God bless you.
It is 53 days to the 2023 elections. And everybody is saying, go get your PVC. Above all, when you get your PVC, you need to make sure that on that day, which is February the 25th, 2023, you leave everything you are doing and ensure that you cast your ballot. That way, you are able to satisfy your conscience and fulfill the goal of your civic responsibility as a citizen of Nigeria. So we're anticipating the opportunity to elect the new leaders in February this year. Get your PVC and make your vote count. Yesterday's endorsement of Peter Obi by former President Olusegun Obasanjo has not simmered, and the ripples is still raising dust. The political parties who are directly or indirectly impacted by the endorsement of Peter Obi of the Labour Party have been reacting to the issue. On New Year's Day, in a 6-page open letter addressed to the Nigerian youth in particular, Obasanjo endorsed Peter Obi of the Labour Party as a preferred presidential candidate to vote for in the February 2023 election. Obasanjo described Obi as his mentee, saying the former Anambra State governor has an edge in the February 25 election. Here in our Abuja studio is a lawyer and a spokesperson of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo. Thank you so much indeed for coming tonight.
Thank you very much, and thank you, viewers at home, for joining us.
Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
And from London, virtually, is a brand new man in a hat. I can see him there. He's the presidential spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Daniel Buhala. Thank you so much. The brand new man looking like a Londoner right there joins us virtually. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Good evening and happy.
And in our Lagos studio is the director of the Buhari Media Organization and the chieftain of the ABC, Mr. Niyi Akinshiju. Thank you so much for joining us. We are still in the festive mood, everyone. Happy New Year to all of you, the three wise men that have joined me tonight on the program. And let's begin. Let me go to London with Mr. Buhala.
Well, thank you for having me, and good evening to Nigerians. You see, no doubt the letter of the elder statesman, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, there are quite a number of things in that letter that cannot be argued, like his assertion about APC. Yes, I agree with him that the last 8 years was a perilous time. It was a period, or it is a period, where Nigerians will not want to think of it again, or ever think that we will have a repeat of that, which is the reason why I believe that Nigerians are not going to vote APC in this election. So he's right in that. But the part that is wrong, which can be summarized in the fourth to the last paragraph of that letter, in fact, the big one, where he referred to Peter Obi as a needle that has a string, a rope in it, where he said he can as easily be controlled when he goes wrong. That is the crux of his letter. Obasanjo is in search of a third term by proxy. In other words, he is saying that Peter Obi is a puppet, and that's why I believe he should be voted for, because at any given time he goes wrong, I'm guaranteeing you people, the Nigerian people, I am going to control him this way or control him that. But let us go to the fact and issue. Obasanjo, in the greatest respect, lacks the moral turpitude to become the father of the nation. There are about 5 presidents, former presidents alive today. None among them interferes with the country and with every president like a meddlesome interloper like President Obasanjo. Yet, if you look at the letter, from the beginning to the last, it is all about me, my, and I. Me, my, and I. He rated his own administration from 1999 to 2007 as impeccable, but he could not find any element of praise to give to any administration after him. And in fact, he did not even praise any administration before him. In other words, Obasanjo believes that he has the celestial powers to predict the future of Nigeria and the leadership of Nigeria. Unfortunately for him, that attitude is antithetical to democratic ideals and governance. The democracy that was handed to us by the First World is a democracy of popular participation by the people. In other words, it's a democracy where the people choose on the basis of their choices and not one man using a letter to threaten and intimidate the entire nation that if a certain direction is not taken, then doom lie ahead.
Mr. Buhala, apologies to jump in quickly. I mean, anyone who is hearing, who listen to you now, we imagine that this is coming out of bitterness because perhaps if the endorsement had come the way of your candidate, you probably will not be speaking like this.
Exactly. If the endorsement was the other way around, I'm not sure this Buhala or Ebuala, his name, whatever he's called, will be complaining. The same Tinubu or Atiku, all of them went to Obasanjo for endorsement. So now, because the endorsement didn't go to their way, they are bittered. The presidency, Buhari, all of them, all their cabinet, all APC, all PDP, all of them are bittered. Why are they bittered? It's a question. These are the things that we all need to talk about today. Why? Everybody's bittered. Tinubu visited Obasanjo. We have the video here. Atiku visited Obasanjo. We have the video here. In fact, Atiku said, I came to visit my boss. The same way our own principal, Mr. Peter Obi, is calling Obasanjo my boss. So where is the name puppet and different other derogatory name is coming from? This is the time for Nigerians to wake up. Wake up and see what is happening. Because if this Buhala of 18 if his principal was endorsed, he will not be talking like this. So I'm happy that Sheung was able to tackle him with that. Let's listen from here.
It's not taken, then doom lie ahead.
Mr. Buhala, apologies to jump in quickly. I mean, anyone who is hearing, who listen to you now, we imagine that this is coming out of bitterness because perhaps if the endorsement had come the way of your candidate, you probably will not be speaking like this. The person and the man you're referring to, your candidate had gone to visit him even before he got the ticket of your party. And he said at the time that I've come to see my boss. He referred to him as such. So if Obasanjo lacked any weight, as you have described, or lacked any electoral value, or is inconsequential, as you have described, why would your principal or your candidate even go to visit him? And he's described him as his boss.
Because Obasanjo was indeed his boss by virtue of being the president when he was a vice. But Atiku knows politics and started politics before Obasanjo. That's one. And Atiku committed his resources to the actualization of Obasanjo's presidency. Point number one. Point number two, the visiting to Obasanjo and in fact any other stakeholder in Nigeria is out of courtesy. Not because Atiku expected Obasanjo to bring some vote from Otafam or from somewhere in Ogun State for him. What we're saying.
Let's allow Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo to come in now.
Una know say one thing we must understand here. This Buhala or Ebuala of 18, I don't know him. And I to be honest, I don't want to know him. It's because of all this. That's why we are seeing them. I'm not interested. Anybody that is against the people in Nigeria, I'm against you. I don't like you. You don't like us. That's why you're against us. Remember, it was Dino Melaye they brought the other time. Now, as we speak, they don't tell Dino Melaye me enter house because they know say Kenneth Okonkwo will be part of this debate, this meeting. I don't know whether I remember how I destroy Dino Melaye in the last time. And I still remember so, because you know so they forget things easily. I don't want to recapitulate back on that video because of time. It destroyed, in fact, as we they speak, so I'm sure Dino Melaye is still in the hospital. Because Kenneth Okonkwo destroy him verbally. They can't go bring this Buhala of a team. Make una listen to Kenneth Okonkwo. They can live on for now.
And one of the things that former President Obasanjo said, and this is making reference to Peter Obi, and let me allow our viewers to see this. He says, one other important point to make about Peter Obi is that he's a needle with thread attached to it from north and south, and he may not get lost. In other words, he has people who can pull his ears if and when necessary. He has a young and able running mate with a clean track record of achievement both in public and private life. That statement has now been criticized as such that Obasanjo is perhaps seeing Peter Obi as a puppet that he can play around with as soon as he gets into office.
Well, first and foremost, There is the saying that the greatest place in hell will be reserved for those who keep silent in times of moral crisis. Nigeria is going bad, not because of the violence of the bad people, but because of the silence of the good ones. Obasanjo has refused to keep silent in times of moral crisis. We are in a crisis in this country. Obasanjo wants to escape going to hell by being an accomplice to corrupt leaders. Because any nation that votes corrupt politicians are no longer victims, but accomplices. Now, Obasanjo has never kept silent in times of moral crisis. He went to jail because of it, and he came out, became a president, like you rightly pointed out. 11 years, this man governed Nigeria cumulatively as a military president and as a civilian president. No Nigerian has had that privilege. And fortunately for him, and unfortunately for them, no Nigeria may be privileged to have it again.
President Buhari, if he ends his term,
yes.
As soon as he ends his term, he'll be able to fall between the rank of the likes
9 years plus
of Olusegun Obasanjo.
No, 9 years plus. Cumulative.
We're talking about those who have been head of state, military, and civilian.
Obasanjo has 11 years. Why I brought this issue is that Obasanjo knows everything that is required to sit on that seat. Let us come to his letter. In law, the reasons for a judgment is more important than the judgment itself. That's why when a court gives judgment, we the lawyers say, no, we want to hear their reasons. Let us hear the reasons Obasanjo enumerated in his letters. He said, whoever wants to be the president must meet up with 4 factors, which he summarized in the acronym TVCP. Track record of ability and performance. You must check the antecedents. You must check the past. Then he talked about vision that is authentic.
Make una see the way APC people take they look at wait. I mean, wait. Unless sit down my head, see the way they look at it. Hey God, you know.
Then go change them after this. Then go withdraw them.
No,
like
because Koko is too much than this. All this Boala, that they bring. So it doesn't work. It's not working. See the way this one they look at. He come from one corner, they look at and say, which kind of
They don't retire Dino. Then go withdraw this one after.
No, let's further.
Check the antecedents. Too much. You must check the past. Too much. Then he talked about vision that is authentic, honest, and realistic. You must check the future. Then you talked about character and attributes of a child of God and obedience to God. That's talking about integrity. Who are you when nobody is looking at you? Then he talked about physical and mental abilities with soundness of mind. I can't put it in a better form. He's talking about the qualities that we need in the next leader. When I heard these gentlemen talk, I was really asking myself, is Obasanjo in the ticket in 2023? Because they were just talking about Obasanjo this, Obasanjo that. Yeah. And we are talking about recruiting the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will tell you what Obasanjo saw in Peter Obi, and then you will do the matchmaking and the Nigerians will do the judgment. Obasanjo saw in a man who has the capability to secure and unite this country. He did it in Anambra State. He secured Anambra State from being the worst secured state to the best by the confirmation of the IG of police then, Muhammad. He saw in Peter Obi a man that will unite through not leaving anybody behind. No ethnic, no religious, no section will be left behind in Peter Obi's judgment, in Peter Obi's government. Obasanjo looked at Peter Obi and saw a man that will shift emphasis from consumption to production through running a production-centered economy driven by agrarian revolution and export-oriented industrialization. Obasanjo saw in a man who would build world-class and expansive physical infrastructure, not through borrowing, but through integrated public-private partnership. and entrepreneurial public sector governance. He saw in Peter Obi a man who will leapfrog this country into the fourth industrial revolution through scientific and technological innovations to create digital economy. Obasanjo saw all these things and sat down and wrote a letter and said, if we want a Nigeria that should be redirected from poverty to prosperity, the only man that can do it is Peter Obi. One of the reasons Obasanjo considered by endorsing Peter Obi is because he knows that he is a man that will embark on effective legal and institutional reforms to aggressively fight corruption, entrench rule of law, reduce cost of governance, plug wastages, and ensure the establishment of honest and efficient civil service. Obasanjo knows that no man with such quality like this can be a puppet. Obasanjo does not even want a puppet to govern Nigeria.
But he has said it here.
Yes.
That meaning people who can pull his ears.
Exactly.
That is a needle with thread attached. So it means that there are people who can actually caution Peter Obi.
No,
Do you want a president that someone from somewhere can control by pulling the thread on their needle, or someone that you can pull the ears of a president? Is that the CEO that you want to employ?
I was coming to that.
Just see how Kenneth Okonkwo will analyze that particular statement. Just watch. Then you'll be proud of yourself as an obedient. Watch.
Because what Obasanjo meant was simply that democracy is our lekon. Then, not a milokon. It's a collective thing.
Yes.
Obasanjo knows that no man can know it all. And all the people that claim that know it all have brought indescribable destruction to this country. You and I, you are aware of the Emilokons. When you talk about the Emilokon, it's not an exclusive copyright of Tinubu. Atiku and Tinubu, they are the Emilokons. Did you not hear that Northerners should vote only the North, not Yoruba, not Igbo candidate by Atiku? What is that? That's a Emilokon. Have you not heard that I single-handedly made Buhari president? A man who boasted in Ogun, a Tinubu, that he can single-handedly make Buhari president, can no longer single-handedly make himself president. I don't know why he's campaigning. That is what Obasanjo is telling you, that Peter Obi is not an Emilokon. Peter Obi is an Awalekon, a man who is not going to act alone, who will listen. I am not going to follow a commander-in-chief that doesn't listen, because no man knows it all. If you're a medical doctor, you're not a lawyer. If you're a lawyer, you're not an engineer. Peter Obi has said it clearly that the Nigerian people are going to be the president through him.
All right.
And that when he was in the labor retreat, he called the labor people. He said, bring your demands, write it down. We will sit together. We will look at it together. We will sign when we have agreed on what we will achieve. And don't leave after the election. Come and continue monitoring it to see whether I am achieving it. That is what Obasanjo meant. I'm not talking about... Let me just make one point more.
Okay.
Peter Obi was a governor under APGA. APGA had only one state. No godfather up, no godfather down. Was he a puppet to anybody? And you're talking about when he is the president. No, he listens.
I quickly want to correct an impression by lawyer Okonkwo about his principal. Please let him quickly go and check the poverty level of Anambra State in 2010.
Now lie, this one you lie, so lie. A very open lie. From beginning to the end, you're the lie. But look how, watch out how Kenneth Okonkwo will tackle him. Just watch.
Peter Obi was a governor under APGA. APGA had only one state. No godfather.
I quickly want to correct an impression by lawyer Okonkwo about his principal. Please let him quickly go and check the poverty level of Anambra State in 2010. more than 53% of Anambra people were poor, were classified as living in extreme poverty. In 2010, Mr. Peter Obi was unfortunately the governor of that state at that time. That's just by the way.
And before we move on, my people, do you guys notice that these two satanic parties, PDP and APC, they don't really have anything to say about Peter Obi? Have you guys noticed all the interviews and all that? Just imagine, this is the first time we are seeing a presidential candidate or any kind of candidate seeking for a public office. You cannot really criticize them with corruption. For the first time. Jesus, not these two people who are the see, so they don't say anything talk about Peter Obi. Just listen to how he tackled it.
You worked under somebody. The person had recommended to Nigerians another person. Is it me? You know what I call the recommendation? I worked with somebody for 8 years. And we're using it as a campaign that when we're in office, we did well. Then my boss is recommending another person not to be. There's something fundamentally wrong. Am I the one? Am I the one? So why me? Am I Obasanjo who made recommendation for another person? Go and hold your boss who recommended another person rather than you. And I was praying that Obasanjo should not say anything. When I saw the letter last night, I was touched. If your principal cannot recommend you, then there's something fundamentally wrong. After all, you people went to see your principal, to lobby your principal to recommend you. It took your principal a long time. He now wrote a letter to all Nigerians. So look, I'm not too comfortable. I mean, I'm not bothered about the other people. This one work with you. He work with you. He knows.
Heard the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike there, Mr. Bwala. I'd like you to also respond based on what Governor Wike has said.
I take you back to what Peter Obi said, Governor Wike. You see, Governor Wike is a governor in our party. The unfortunate...
Peter Obi Wala everywhere. No, I don't know why they don't have Peter Obi in their tongue. In anything they want to talk about Peter Obi. Just listen to this Wala. Listen to him.
I'd like you to also respond based on what Governor Wike has said.
I take you back to what Peter Obi said, Governor Wike. You see, Governor Wike is a governor in our party. The unfortunate thing about Governor Wike is this fact that he has not learned the principles of democracy, that you can suffer defeat and bounce back again when you're able to reinvent yourself. Since he lost the primaries, he has never been himself. All you need is to look at his utterances. Totally inconsistent with the decorum that is required of a governor, not to talk of the governor of one of the leading states in the country. That's point number one. Point number two, he consistently said he does not have a problem with Atiku, but it's with Iyochayu. Yet Atiku, who has not said a word in the past 5 months, is the same Atiku he kept hammering and hammering and hammering. 3, and fundamentally, they came to London here to discuss business. They met in Kensington. The business failed because their demands were considered by Asiwaju as too much a demand, because he thought that after 5 months of trying to rope the boat of PDP, why should the polls still put Atiku and PDP as leading? So he concluded that their value could not be as expressed by themselves. So therefore, he now felt he could not accede to that. They came back and are now looking for shelter.
Okay, so let me allow Mr. within the few times that we have led, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo. In all of this, your candidate has gotten a tick, an endorsement from President Obasanjo, but can that take him into the Aso Rock Villa in next year, after the next year's election? That's the big question.
Good. First of all, let me remind Nee, because I said The failure of PDP and APC has made their spokespersons compulsive liars. And I'm talking statistics to be fact-checked. Dr. McCall, the Director General of the Poverty Alleviation Program under PDP, said Anambra State had the lowest poverty rate. We will be fact-checked for you to know. They don't have any other thing to offer. And when it came to the issue of endorsement, you saw his white lie. APC craved and nearly stole Obasanjo's endorsement. They went to him, and after talking with him secretly, they came out publicly to tell Nigerians that Obasanjo has endorsed them. He was there in the open. And Obasanjo had to retrieve his mandate. Because I've said it that everybody in APC is a thief, including animals. And even endorsement, they want to steal. And he's there saying that APC does not need Obasanjo's endorsement.
Obasanjo endorsement
so what are they
Peter
doing?
Obi the president.
Obasanjo is one person. Obasanjo believes in our lekon. Obasanjo believes that the youths should rise up. The topic of his letter is an appeal to Nigerians, especially the youths. So Obasanjo is appealing to Nigerians that we should collectively rise up to this occasion and collectively vote for Peter Obi. So Obasanjo never made any fuss about that he himself. Obasanjo is not an Imiloko.
we need to wrap up.
All right. Yes, you can see my appeal to Nigerians, particularly young Nigerians, on that heading. You can see right there. So our spokesperson, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, was very right. It's right there. My appeal to Nigerians, particularly young Nigerians. We have everything here. Everything is right here. So these are all the pages. You're seeing all of them right there. We read it the other day. It was tough for me to read all that pages. Come be like this way again. So my people, I appreciate you all. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for your time with us. We are going to play one more video quickly because it's affiliated. That's why I need to do this. Then we can start talking. You know, please help us to share this broadcast and like. We're going to take Sowore as the last segment. Let's take this quickly.
Of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, has elicited reactions from the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, and the People's Democratic Party. The APC Presidential Campaign Council described the endorsement of Obi by Obasanjo as useless, alleging that the former president hardly has strong electoral value. The PDP Presidential Campaign Council reacted in like manner, saying whether Obasanjo likes it or not, Atiku will be president in his lifetime. But the Labour Party said other former Nigerian leaders should emulate Obasanjo and endorse Peter Obi. However, the leadership of the Labour Party has saluted the courage of former President Olusegun Obasanjo for publicly endorsing his presidential candidate, Peter Obi, describing it as a worthy New Year's gift. Joining us on the show this morning to discuss Obasanjo's endorsement of Peter Obi and if it will in any way affect the party's campaigns going forward is Dele Farotimi, a legal practitioner, author, and human rights activist, and Chris Nwokobia, convener, Controversy Movement. Welcome to the morning show, gentlemen, and Happy New Year to both of you.
I was saying good morning, and then I was reminding you that I have no Happy New Year wishes for either yourself or any other Nigerian. I'm wishing us a year in which our brains are alive to the pains of Nigeria sufficiently so that we might focus on what is important and seek to change it for better. That is one. Now, to deal with General Obasanjo's endorsement, let me say this. I have had several occasions to quarrel with the person of General Obasanjo, but whether I like it or not, and whether anyone else likes it or not, he's a two-time president, in fact, three-time president of this country. How he performed or did not perform is the subject of history. But General Obasanjo himself is a man who is keenly aware of history, and he has sought to write that history multiple times, which is why he writes books. And we have had occasion to quarrel with some of those books. But I will say that for the first time in my lifetime, and General Obasanjo has occupied the bulk of my lifetime, it's been in my consciousness since I was in primary school. And for the first time in my life, I have occasion to agree with the Ebora Wu. And I believe that he has taken a decision that is rooted in reason and that cannot be faulted. He has written copiously as he has written in the past, but this time around, I happen to agree with him. And for the first time as well, General Obasanjo actually took responsibilities for the things he himself might have done wrong, and I believe he did a lot wrong. But he took responsibility. Now he has taken his own decision. General Obasanjo has one vote. But General Obasanjo has considerable influence within and outside Nigeria, and some people listen to him. That is the weight of his words. And he spoke those words, and he spoke them in favor of Mr. Gregory Peter Obi, endorsing him for the onerous task that is ahead. I have been heard saying severally that Nigeria has been destroyed. It has to be rebuilt, and you have to reimagine it and convince the people of the need to do so. So when you have a man like General Obasanjo, who has had his time and he has admitted to the past failings, and he comes up and he says, this is the man I'm endorsing. And then all of a sudden, you begin to hear the cackling. They are cackling like hens in hen houses. First thing is this. Yorubas will say, your enemy's horse, his steed, is rarely ever taller than a goat. If General Obasanjo's endorsement is as worthless as they would have you believe with the bitter grapes, sour grapes that they've been spitting since yesterday, why did they go all the way to Ota and Abeokuta with their entourage? I was looking at a picture of Emilio almost prostrating for Obasanjo in his house. All of a sudden, his endorsement is worthless. It's sour grapes, and they can eat as much of it as they care. Nigerians know better. General Obasanjo is one person, but he's an important person in this country, and he has had his say. The people will still have their way. He has had his own say. The people would have their way, and it is our belief and prayer that the Nigerians will be sufficiently awakened to the need for the drastic changes that this country demands in this year. So General Obasanjo has rightly said his piece, and I agree with him completely for the first time in my life. Thank you. The evidence of our eyes, our pockets, the people have had to bury, the ransoms that has impoverished people. Please, the evidence are clear, and we can only thank God that at least we have almost seen the end of his reign. So let nobody be in any doubt as to the exact ruination of Nigeria. We are not in any valley. We are in a hole. The only thing that hasn't happened is that we will be covered. This man has ruined this country. Let's just pray he won't be the last president, and we're able to have a successful transition to power so that we can bid him goodbye.
Exactly. Thank you very much, my people. Yes, we need to start talking right now. I'm not going to read this, but I just want you guys to see the heading. That is update. The budgets for 2023 is 21.83 trillion. 21.83 trillion. That's the budget for this year. If you ask me, although we have all the breakdown here, you know, I bet 80% of this budget are for them. We don't see it. We don't see the outcome. We don't see the benefit. We don't see the reason for this figure. 21.83 trillion naira budget for 2023. Buhari have signed it. I don't really want to go through there because I have all of them here. This is all of them. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Look, all is right there. All is right there. How they are going to use it. 1 point something trillion, 20.51 trillion. Everything is right there. I'm not going to read anything. If in case you want to read it, go to Punch. It's right there. What a shame. Let's start talking, my people. Good evening to every one of you. Please help us to share and like. let's start with the first person we have here today is Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, yes, before Mr. Collins start talking to us, we have Irene's Finest with us today, who is going to be supporting me here on this program panel today. Iris Finest, good evening to you, madam. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Ivis. I'm fine. I want to wish everyone a productive new year ahead and waiting for the victory that awaits us in France. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, according to your time. I greet the people in the comment section, our viewers across the globe. Thanks for having me. As you heard from the CEO of the platform, Mr. Elvis, I will be joining in moderating with him this evening. We look forward in having a educative and fantastic conversation this evening. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to be starting with Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, good evening to you, sir. Once again, please talk to us in order with this.
Let's I want to finish what I'm doing so I can join.
Okay,
please.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. We'll come back to you again. Okay, my people, I'm gonna arrange everybody on the screen how we're supposed to call them. Okay, Omo Yes Corner, good evening to you. You are the next person to talk to us. How are you doing today, madam? Thank you.
I am very well, thank you very much. Welcome, Irene's Finest. So we are bound to be. Welcome.
Welcome. Happy New Year.
Yes, no, I have retracted that New Year statement until after February 25th. After February 25th, ask me that question. I will answer you. I'm on team Ifaro Timi right now. So thank you very much, Niger Watch, for your consistency. Once again, I have to give you your flowers. Thank you so much for showing up every day in the morning, at nighttime, without getting tired, without getting discouraged. We're so happy to hear from Kachi. We love Kachi. We appreciate that she was able to show us her face, so we're very sure that she's well. So I hope I want us to protect her as much as possible wherever she is. So thank you, guys. I will go to the first video by Pastor Paul Adefarasin, right, of House on the Rock.
Exactly.
You see, when he said that your voice matters, this is what people don't understand. That's why sometimes I get aggravated when people come on the platform and they're saying something opposite to what we're standing for. Not because I'm trying to disagree with them, but there's power in the tongue. And some of them know this too. So when he says use your voice, it is very, very important. I want us to take that and run with it. If you're standing for Peter the Rock Obi, do not shake. Don't take steps backwards because it's not popular or because you feel like, supporting him, with your mouth and with everything you have is going to make you look like whatever way you're thinking. Speak it into existence. You were created by the Creator, so you have creation inside of you. So if you don't use your words, guess what? Our silence in Nigeria, if we're going to be very realistic, is what has got us to where we are. Our complacency, our nonchalant attitude is what has got us to where we are. We are responsible for our problems. I'm going to say that for free. If you're not using your voice, you see something is wrong and you're quiet about it, you're guilty. You're just as guilty. So I want us to take that particular word, and I'm glad that he's stepping out and saying it like it is, even though he's not coming out directly and saying this is who you should vote for, but you can read between the lines. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of people that have a lot of followership need to speak up. There's no need hiding behind the keyboard or behind the closed door. Come out and let people know where your mind is going. It's very important. So let's learn to use our voice for good. Now we go use our mouth build Nigeria. Now we go still use the mouth tear the country down. So be guarded in your words, in anything that you say. Now, that's for Pastor Paul Adefarasin. You see that interview with Mr. Okonkwo. I watched the interview finish. I had to watch it again. That man is now man on fire. He be. There's a song that just came out, and it goes, "Man on fire." And I know Sabi speak Igbo, but the Igbo in the house when I know that song. Now I go interpret the rest. That's what Mr. Okonkwo is. The man comes ready and is asinine with his words. Labour Party is blessed with so many intellectuals and so many people that know how to defend their principle. I mean, it's just amazing to watch anyone from Labour Party talking, especially Mr. Okonkwo, because he comes out more often. I guess they reach out to him more often. He literally destroys every other person that comes. With one word, even if he speaks before or after, he destroys, he eliminates. It'd be like a video game, just destroy everybody, like so. I appreciate him. I appreciate that he's standing for his principle, not just because he's standing for him. He believes in his principle. There's a huge difference. When you have a good product and you see a division of the person, it is easy for you to defend such a person. That's what's happening. I appreciate him for being a part of Labour Party, and for those people that are crying and lamenting, Obasanjo has endorsed Peter the Rock Obi, he has endorsed there, they cry, woo, for his house. May they cry us an ocean, not be river. They should cry us an ocean. We have been crying for God knows how long, since 1969, we don't cry. You don't reach time for them to cry ocean immediately. Now, when they were all going behind to go and seek for this man's endorsement, nobody was talking. No, in fact, they were faking endorsements. Do you guys remember when what did they call him? Milokon Agbado went behind to go and meet Obasanjo, and he then now came and they were faking it and saying, "Oh, look, it looks like it's an endorsement by Obasanjo," and all of that, making it to make people think that Obasanjo had endorsed him. They did not have anything bad to say. When Atiku went to meet him to go and visit his boss, as he says, nobody said, it's had anything bad to say about him. I really appreciated the fact that Mr. Okonkwo had to call out the not really call out, but correct the statement when they were all talking and nailing Obasanjo as if he's the one running for election. Mr. Okonkwo said, no, he's listening to these two people talk. Obasanjo is not on the ticket. Why are you hammering the man? Because he has endorsed someone that you are not happy about. You wished it was you. Fair enough. Obasanjo is not perfect. I mean, if you ask me, honestly, he's one of the problems. He's one of the reasons why we're where we are. But guess what? If a man gets to a stage in his life, a man or a woman, and realizes, okay, there's a time for me, I have opportunity to, it's a blessing to have opportunity to correct your wrongs. It's a rare blessing. And the man sees it and he's taking on it. He's hanging on to it because he knows he's not just fighting for himself anymore, because he's almost out of here. So what does he have to lose or gain? He's not looking for any sort of position in the political space. He's done, So all these people that are going around and crying and going all over the place trying to make him paint him bad, it's just a losing game they're playing. They are frustrated. They're in panic mode. And they don't know what else to do. It's terrible when you have to market a bad product. It really is. I'm watching those two guys on the panel and I'm just shaking my head like, wow, this is terrible. Do these people know how horrible they look? Talking about these people, Mikano and Agbado, they look horrible. They look sad and miserable. There's no energy coming from it. Even if the energy is coming across, it's a negative one. It's not even positive. Honestly, I don't know if these people have families that they can listen to or so. They should just go and rest and go and sit somewhere. We don't need them. They've done enough damage. And then talking about this, what's it called? What was that video that you played? Who was it after the video with Kenneth Okonkwo and the other two?
Dele Farotimi.
Dele Farotimi. Dele Farotimi is an excellent orator, and he stood by his word from day one. See, I appreciate people who can stand on their truth and be authentic, because that's what I stand for. So I gravitate towards people like that. That man has stood for his truth consistently for a very long time. He has not backed down. And I appreciate people who can be humble. And when they see something good, they latch onto it because they want to be a part of it. That's what I see in a man like Farotimi. That's a man that's aware of his strength and he's humble about it. You know, for him to come out, he's not speaking because he wants to really. He's not crazy about coming out and being a spokesperson for anyone, right? The man is coming out because he believes. I mean, you guys should pay attention. Everyone that comes out and speaks on behalf of Peter the Rock Obi, it is because they believe in his vision and they believe in the man. Do you know that's rare? That is extremely rare. That is why they said, you as a man, you have to have a vision. If you don't have a vision, you will fall for anything. You know, you even marry wrong. You will choose the wrong partners. You'll be messing around because you don't have a vision. Okay? Now, I appreciate the fact that he's coming out and saying it like it is. He is also impressed by the fact that Obasanjo endorsed Peter the Rock Obi because he knows that, look, anybody that is coming out now and saying the contrary and feeling bad and crying an ocean wherever they are, they stand for lies. They stand for destruction. They don't want the good of you, Nigerians. That is the long and short of it. When you see the likes of Farotimi coming in and standing for a man like this, you should stand behind him because he's a man of truth. He has nothing to gain or lose. All of us here that are showing up every day, we don't have anything. There's nobody that is giving me money on top of what I'm doing. I believe in this man's vision. I believe in what he's able to do. That's why I see it in him and I'm going to run with him. You know what I mean? So Farotimi is coming out and putting it out there. And I appreciate every parable that he dropped made a lot of sense. And he nailed it on the head. You know, everything that he said makes a lot of sense. You know, everyone has been craving Obasanjo's endorsement. Every one of them, secretly or directly. Now they can't get it and we will not hear word again. You know, so I mean, that's all I'm going to say for now. But I just want to use this opportunity to remind us, since I remember now, that we have until January 22nd to get our PVC. Nigerians, wherever you are, run, fly, not even run, fly and go and collect your PVC and vote voraciously, with anger, with hunger for Peter the Rock Obi. He's the only saving grace. Any other person is a counterfeit. In fact, none of them, they exist. Have you seen them lately in the media? No. Have they come out to talk to you and tell you, this is what I want to do for you, this is what I'm bringing to you? No, you don't hear. It's almost like it's only Peter Obi that is running in that country. 1 minute he's here, next minute he's there. Where that man is getting his energy, I don't know. Somebody should ask him, what is his energy drink? He's boom, boom, boom. Before you know what's happening, he has covered like 6 towns.
He's everywhere at the same time.
At the same time. It's mind-bending. The next thing you're reading something that, oh, this man, one time he was in Abuja IDP camp. The next thing is in Sokoto. I said, when this man reach Sokoto, nah. I just read one story, finish, say, just go Abuja for IDP. Now he make me know, say IDP camp, they Abuja. Me, I did not know. You see, can you imagine that? And these people, let me tell you, this Buhari, what are they writing 2023 budget for? What do they need it for? They want to empty the purse. They want scrape everything come out before they go. It no go better for each and every one of them. I'm telling you, that money when they won't carry, they no go take and do better thing. Now it go be the end of each and every one of them. Since we no get laws for that country, nobody they hold them accountable. Not only mouth now we get. So use your mouth very powerfully and usefully. Please, I yield. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Omoyeskona. That was a wonderful delivery as always. You know, we know you as the Iron Lady of the platform, Firebrand, as some people lovely call you. Thank you so much for that. I want to thank everyone that are just joining us. I would like to appreciate some people here. I can see Henry O, Jeku Obedient, Mommy Diaspora, Mother of Four. Thank you very much, especially. I wish you a fantastic new year. Vamaswe, I see you. Honor Politics, Ise, Joseph Oji, G. Simon, I see you. Eze Wangu, I see you right there. Thanks for always joining us. George Blueshed, just hit us with a super chat. Thank you so much for your constant support. We sincerely appreciate you in this platform. Samuel Olaka, I see you right there. Thanks for always being there. We appreciate you. Johnson Emmanuel, I see you. Simeon Onugboje, our runaway brother, I see you right there. Thank you all for joining our broadcast today. I learned that Kachi was here earlier on. Kachi, I send my New Year greetings, my love towards you, our beautiful sister. Thank you so much for all you have given to this platform and all you will continue to give. Thank you. Meten Man, I see you. Our firebrand, Action Lady, another powerful woman in the platform is right there in the comment section. Rita Adams, I see you. Femi Bash, I see you. Thank you all so much. Sarams, I see you. As the program progressed to Niger, I see you right there. You're supposed to be in the panels like you came late. Thank you for joining. Kingsley Uche, Flourish, I see you all. Thank you. God bless you. Please continue to like and share so that our message will go far. We have less time. I mean, the clock is ticking, tick. So we will continue to hit our voice. We'll continue to do all we can to make sure we deliver this project. Obidati mandate that we stand on, we will deliver and we will be victorious at last. I don't know how many of you watch the town hall that was held today by our beautiful incoming first lady. It was absolutely beautiful. She was fantastic. It was a bomb. In fact, those two people put together, we don't know. I don't know what you are expecting. I am expecting a huge transformation in our country, so it was quite beautiful. And as Aisha Yusuf said in that program, this is not the time to relent. This is the time to go harder. We are going to go harder. We will fight to finish. I always say it in this platform. And now we also had some women there have laid complaint that have gone out there to talk about Labour Party, which is very, very important. I think I should pass the information. Please teach people the Labour Party logo, how it's going to be on the day, because I just heard from that program today that there are also another logo of another political party that also have people in the logo. So people are getting confused about two logos right now that have people in the picture. So endeavor, do a grassroots campaign any which way. We know in this platform we have tried to support people to collect PVC. Right now, I think that is my next project. Personally, I'm going to do what I can to see who I can send, who I can mobilize to give a little help, to go in there. This is a serious assignment, even if it's going to be door by door knocking. Teach them, show them the one that is for Labour Party, the people that is for Labour Party, the logo, the color, what it takes for them to know and how to go about it. Because one lady was explaining that there is something you will do after you click OK. So I think we will investigate more and throw more light on it so that we can educate more people. There are people that know that they want to vote for Obidati, but they don't know which party, they don't know the logo, they don't know where to go about it. So this is another challenge that stand ahead of us as the obedient, as the people that are working for Obidati mandate to be delivered. So I urge all of us, I know we are doing our best, I know we are doing all we can, so we should continue to do the one we know that can yield a positive contribution, a positive result to what we are doing right here. That is very, very important, because I think it doesn't make any sense for you to have your voter's card with you. You don't know where to use it to vote. You know the name of your candidate. You don't know the name of the party. You don't know where to put it. So we have a lot of work to do. This is why I always come here to tell the people that it's not about saying we have already won, we should just go and sleep. No, it doesn't go that way. There are still some finishing touches, a lot to be done. So I just say, let me pass that information. Being the moderator today. I'm not going to be giving any submission, but if need be, I can throw one or two things into it. So my style of moderating is different from moderating. I don't make submissions. So let me just go. That being said, let me go straight to the next person that we'll have here today, which is the person of Mrs. Martina Obasuyi. Good evening, madam. Thank you for joining us today. You can make your submission. Please, in this segment, we are going to be making 4-5 minutes submission. Please try as much as you can. Stick to your time. Over to you, Mrs. Martina.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sister Irene, Finest. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Najawash. Good evening to my co-panelists, everyone in the comment section, and all those that are watching with us. Good evening and Happy New Year once again. Based on the videos that we just watched, I'm going to start my submission with the one with the pastor of House on the Rock. He really spoke well. And I've also heard other ministers spoken. You know, they don't even need to mention the name. When they talk about the problem that Nigeria is facing, the position that we had now, obviously you will know who they are talking about. So Sister Omoye's Corner has really talked extensively on that. And I will go straight to the interview with Kenneth Okonkwo and the rest. That interview, you know, I don't know where Labour gets their people from. Honestly, Kenneth Okonkwo can never disappoint you. When I watched that interview live, I was all alone in the house. I was just screaming and laughing. Why? He just made the other two men, especially the other one, Wala, just made them like fools, children. They don't really have anything to offer. They don't have product to market. Everything they do is to come and talk about Obi. What Mr. Elvis said earlier, that was the question I wanted to ask. If Obasanjo had endorsed Tinubu or what's it called, Atiku, would they have said all those things they said about Obasanjo? Would they have insulted him this way? The endorsement is becoming something else. They just, every cat is let out of the bag because Obasanjo mentioned somebody's name. They forgot that they all went to Obasanjo. Remember a few weeks ago, Tinubu camp came out and they said NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress, had endorsed Tinubu. No Obedient said anything. Nobody fought them for that. We don't know if that endorsement is real or fake because they came out earlier before to say Obasanjo endorsed him. If endorsement means nothing in Nigerian politics, why is Tinubu going everywhere? He went to the other side of Afenifere seeking for endorsement if it doesn't mean anything. That's my question. And another thing again about that interview today with Dele Farontimi and Nwankobia. The message I got there is not about the endorsement. It's about the letter that Obasanjo wrote. Obasanjo detailed what Nigeria is going through today. You know, when you want to endorse somebody, you should tell them why. The reason you choose them. He said, this is the government of the youth. This endorsement has woken so many people. They are just capitalizing because he mentioned Obi's name. But they should look at, he said, we should not go from frying pan to fire. Everybody knows the state of Nigeria at this time. Why would anybody with their right sense, you sleep and you wake up, a normal human being, you will say no to this kind of endorsement? In all the picture, everything that Nigeria is going through, the only person, I still say it, the only person that we see, if you want to be truthful to yourself, is Peter Gregory Obi. There is no other person. When they were countering Obasanjo concerning this endorsement, you will listen, because I always pick words from everything people say. They said whether Obasanjo likes it or not, Atiku will be president in his lifetime. That word, I picked that word, which means Atiku is not contesting for president to help Nigeria or to do anything, but just to be president in his lifetime. And that is the reason Mr. Agbado is also clamoring, wanting to be president, just to be president in their lifetime, not for the sake of Nigerians, not for to do anything for Nigeria, but to be president in his lifetime. That's why he's been fighting to be president for the past 30 years. He will keep on fighting because he can never be Nigerian president. That one is clear. So what Farotimi said, if you watch the full video, this man has never liked Obasanjo. In fact, he's been against Obasanjo's government all his life. But he seemed to agree. Any good Nigerian will agree to what Obasanjo just did. He agreed to this one. Even the other man, Wokobia, said during Obasanjo's government, he was sent to jail. But today, because Obasanjo is somebody that have sat down and he thought about something and he decided to write to the public. Whether they condemn him or they don't condemn him, I don't care. Obi movement has come to stay. We are going to celebrate this year. Come February 25th, we are going to celebrate, because this is the only opportunity that we have to take our country back. The only time, the only opportunity. Me, I don't see this endorsement by Obasanjo like one thing that the APC and PDP camp are taking it. It's just him highlighting the things, telling the people, opening the people's eyes. Even all those people that are sitting on the fence before, they are now thinking, okay, this is the reason why we should grab this thing. There are so many youths that have not decided, but the news I'm hearing now, between that 1st of January till today, is different. So many undecided people around us that we've been talking to, their voices have changed, their language have changed, their songs have changed. So that's my concern. My joy is that we win this election. My concern is that we go to the grassroots. Thank you very much, Sister Irene Finest. What you just said about talking to people, showing them the logo and everything. I think that's the same message I picked from that 40 seconds video that Niger Watch played earlier about that guy that was saying that we should go to the grassroots. It's true. We should go to the grassroots. I am here in this country, but I have my eyes, my ears everywhere in Benin, because that's the only place I have families. That's the only place I have friends. You know, I am talking to everybody. I am making sure that they understand why we are in this. This will be very funny. Yesterday, I spoke with my niece whose birthday was yesterday. And then she asked me, she said, Auntie, what about my birthday gift? I told her, your birthday gift will come after we announce Peter Obi to be president of Nigeria. She's shocked. She was like, Jesus. I said, Jesus, it's true. If Peter Obi doesn't win, God forbid, no celebration. If you want to celebrate your birthday, she said, yeah, I have my PVC, because the parents, everybody, they are PDP in the house. I told her, do you have your PVC? She said, yes. Who are you voting for? She said she's voting for Peter Obi. How many of you are there? She said she's there with her friends, about 5 of them. Now, begin to ask each of them, have they gotten their PVCs? And they all answered yes. I said, who are you people voting for? They said Peter Obi. I said, after you have voted, call me back. Then you will know what your auntie can do for you. For now, until you cast your vote for Peter Obi, your auntie is giving you nothing. I have said it before, and I stand by my word. I keep standing on it, and they know. Even when I spoke to the mom, she said her husband is just doing that. Everybody in this house, we know who we are voting for. I can beat my chest to say my family is obedient, and I'm extending it to their friends. friends of their friends, so that we get what we want. That's why I'm crying to Nigerians. Please, let us not relent. Let us not sit back. The time is now. We've got just few days. This is January, and we are going to February very soon, and it will be election time. So please, I beg you, my people, let us fight this fight, and we will surely win. This is the time of the youth. This is the time of Nigeria. According to Kenneth Okonkwo, he said, our local. This is not one person's business anymore. It's not the owners of Nigeria, because nobody owns Nigeria. This is our country, and we will take it back, not by bloodshed, but by our PVC. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Yield.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Martina, for that submission. We appreciate you on this platform. Moving on, I would like to urge our viewers, our people in the comment section, please continue to hit the like button, share, so that people will know what we are doing here. The message will go to more people. They will know what we are trying to say here. Also support us with the super chat. The dollar sign is in the comment section. You can use it to super chat us to support this movement. Or if you want to make a transfer, account is there in the comment section. You can also do that. Thank you so much for your support. Moving on, I will go straight to the next person in the panel.
Mr. Collins is back. He's the first person who was absent.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Mr. Collins, you are there now. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So just make your submission. You have 5 minutes for this segment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my sister. Good morning to everyone listening. Good morning, my fellow Nigeria. Good morning to the listeners. Good morning to the panelists. I want to use this opportunity to thank our sisters who always come here every day. They always make our time. With their upon all the whole thing, taking care of their families, still make our time to come out here to support Peter Obi. I have to say credit to you all. May God continue to strengthen you. And also thank our brothers too, who always come out here to support Peter Obi. We're all doing our best to make sure that the betterment of Nigeria, because all we want is the good of Nigeria. If Nigeria is good, it's good for everybody. That is why we're always here, to make sure that we get it right this time. So I want to thank you all, and also use the opportunity to wish you a happy new year. I don't want to, one thing I want to say about this Peter Obi movement, if there is nothing that we have learned from this movement, it's all about that Peter Obi have taught people have to be humble. A lot of people are beginning to be humble. Even most of our politicians that are not humble before, they are not humble. People are now starting to be humble. That alone, at least, will show you the direction we are going. So politicians are now beginning to be humble. Then individuals also are beginning to be humble. Nigerians are beginning to be humble. That alone, because of this election. Another thing again, Peter Obi have brought joy to Nigeria. If there is one thing that unites Nigerians now, I think it's Peter Obi. Before, it used to be football. When Nigerians are playing football, everybody will be together, no matter where you come from. But I think that one thing now that is uniting Nigeria is the voice of Peter Obi. Once he said obedient, everybody is kind of obedient. And you see Nigeria helping one another. You see Nigeria having that spirit of helping, because that is what we used to. That is what we know Nigeria for. We are kind of people that used to help our fellow people. But because of how the situation government made people stop doing that. But now, you look at people investing their money in their fellow Nigerians, gathering them together, trying to make sure that everybody is coming together. People now doing a cleanup in the name of obedient movement, working together. And that spirit is something that is going to take Nigeria to a greater high. If Peter Obi emerge as a president, because he's Nigeria's president. He's not any tribe president, not any religion president. This is Nigeria president. It's like Nigeria running their president affairs. That is one thing I have learned from this election. And that is one thing that is going to establish in this Peter Obi. That is the foundation. Togetherness, because with togetherness we can build whatever we can. We can achieve anything we want. So far as we are working together for one another, we are going to achieve it. And that is what this movement is all about. Now, going back to Kenneth Okonkwo, like Mr. CM said the other day, one time brought in Daniel Buala. because Dino Malaya can compete. Nobody can compete with Kenneth Okonkwo. Nobody. Nobody. Bring out any APC, they didn't go and search anybody. Nobody. If you watch, since anywhere, even Kenneth Okonkwo is even, we're talking even Kenneth Okonkwo, none of APC spokesperson can compete with Kenneth Okonkwo, even PDP. Then you are talking about Dele Fatu. That one alone, the man alone, that one is another next level. So when you look at P2B team, they are all credible in every angle. They are all credible. That alone will show people the sign of people the team P2B is bringing in. If P2B can bring these people in just to campaign, imagine the kind of team he's going to bring for appointment. Because that alone, but look at people that is coming to represent APC. The same people will keep hearing old people who don't even have vision. When they come to television, they don't even look at the one that we interviewed today in a Chinese television. The one that called himself, I don't know his name, Felix or something like that. He don't even, when they ask him question, he couldn't even answer a question. He keep turning around, because they don't have vision. And that is what kept Nigeria where we are today, because when APC emerged as a president, they don't have vision. Most of us, CM, we are from East and from East. Most of us that used to do all this meeting of a 10, if you are contributing a meeting both back in days, even till now, you already plan what you are going to use your money to do, because you have vision what you are going to use it to do. Once that money is being given to you, you invest it there because you already have plan. The problem we have in APC government is that because they don't have plan. So when that power was given to them, they don't know what they want to do with it because they don't have power. They don't have vision or what they want plan. They don't even have anything. And that is the same thing that has happened to Tinubu now. If you ask them, what is Tinubu vision? They keep telling you, Tinubu did Lagos. Are we talking about? We're talking about now. We are talking about now. We are not talking about yesterday. We are talking about now. And they don't have vision. So when you look at the PDP, they still banking on what failure they achieved before. They still banking on failure. Imagine when people still banking on failure. That means they don't have vision what they want to do. So in all these things, Obasanjo endorsing Peter, I think that is a great thing that Labour said is a gift to Nigeria people, a new year gift to Nigeria people. Not only Obasanjo, today I was looking at the, like my sister said, the meeting that Peter Obi attended when Peter Obi's wife was the women town hall meeting. People like Edo Pikin, the lady that Edo, something like that, all of them now start coming out to endorse Peter Obi.
No worry, Pikin.
Worry Pikin, yeah. So a lot of them, you look at Macron, a lot of them, people that have vision, knows where Nigeria is going. Most of all of them are obedient. It's just that they are waiting for one person to kick it up. So and now that Obasanjo coming in have like energized everybody. A lot of people are now coming out speaking out because if you want to get Nigeria to the level we want it, it's not going to be Peter Obi alone. It's going to be we Nigeria. We have to join our hand together to get it to the level we want. But if we are waiting for only Peter Obi to go achieve it, it's not going to happen. All of us is going to join hand together to make sure that we get that Nigeria which we dream of. Peter Obi, even if you watch all his interview, he keep telling you, once you vote me, finish. If I happen to be president, don't go and sit down. You have to come out and work with me. You don't need to go back to your room and expect everything to just from manna cannot fall from heaven. It happened before. All of us, we have to be checkmating Peter because the more you keep checkmating, the more you're putting more pressure on him. The more you're telling him you need to work. But if you vote Peter and went back and go and sleep, nobody's going to solve the case. So Peter movement and what is happening, I think is something that because when God wants to deliver his people, when that time comes, no matter what the enemy trying to do, they won't bring it down. So P2B have come to stay, and Nigeria, we have come to stay. We are coming to take our country back. So no matter what APC, they don't keep deceiving themselves. Obasanjo, you know what Obasanjo? When Obasanjo endorsed Buhari won election. When Obasanjo won election, even when he supported Jonathan the first time, Jonathan won election. So, and it's not like the man is just somebody that can come out and say whatever he wants to say. So Obasanjo believe in, because one, like Niger Watch, most of us here have been saying it, the only thing most of all these leaders can do is to correct their mistake. You know where you made a mistake as a leader, because Obasanjo is not looking for anything. He's above 80 now. So there's nothing Obasanjo is looking again. So the only thing Obasanjo need to do is to make sure that even if in my last day,
I can be able to contribute the good of Nigeria? Can I change my mistake? Can I correct my mistake? And that is what those women are doing. So a lot of them is going to endorse Peter Obi, even IBB, even all this Jonathan. If you see their body language, you don't need to look further. Just look at their body language when they were with Peter Obi. The body language alone say it all. But when they were at Atiku and Tinubu, look at how they kind of frame their face. There is not too much laugh. So that shows everything. So for me, I am happy with what is happening in Nigeria. About the Labour Party going to the rural area, people are trying. At least I have to give my fellow Nigerians. It's not easy. Nigerians are trying. People are trying very well. They are trying their best. Today in Imo State, Humphrey people, they donated 27 vehicles for the P2B campaign. People are doing their best, trying to make sure that they get it right. So, but they will keep trying because we are not going to fold our hand. We'll keep trying till the last day. So nobody is sleeping. So I have to give them kudos because when you encourage people, then do more. So I keep encouraging my fellow Nigeria. Yesterday in my community, they played they played a final in football match. The whole team of that football match is all about obedient. So everybody is getting the message. People are getting the message. They are getting the message in rural areas, even in urban area. Now you see PDP, then coming out and APC, they keep talking about, before they're talking about 4 people tweeting on the room. They're not talking about structure. Now they're talking about P2B bases, urban area. They then keep deceiving themselves. After urban area, they will see talk another thing. They keep bringing one. And when they come bringing all those their stupid word, we keep defining it, telling them this is where we're, because we are come to stay. So I just want to give back. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Collins, for your submission, and thank you for always being here with us. We appreciate you. So we'll go straight to the next person. And before I do that, I saw some people have super chatted us, and somebody is asking for the account number in the comment section. True Teller, the account number is right under your comment there in the comment section. Thanks for asking. We appreciate you. Or I can say Romoseli Udalu has joined us. Thank you so much. Jaja, I see you right there. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you all for always coming to support and to lend your voice in this platform, both in comment section and in the panel. We appreciate you all. Thank you. Moving on, I would like to go to the next person, which is the person of Mr. Chooks. Mr. Chooks, are you there? Mr. Chooks, unmute
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good evening,
thank
sir.
you.
Thank you for joining us today. I want you to make a submission for 5 minutes in this segment. Thank you. Sorry, hold on, Mr. Chooks. Mr. Nejawaj, has Mr. CN spoken?
No. It's not his turn yet.
Okay.
After Mr. Chooks, Tiobala, then Mr. CM.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Chooks, you can go ahead and make your submission. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Irene, and good evening, everybody. Good evening, fellow panelists. Good evening, our viewers, and of course, the comment section. Yeah, I would like to start with Kenneth Okonkwo. I watched that interview yesterday. Like Mr. Elvis said, he just destroyed both representative of APC and PDP. Even they made mistake when they want to call, one of them want to call PDP and they say APPDP, so they keep trolling that. The one thing, with this current Obi campaign is that all Nigerians, who wanted the country to move forward, they're beginning to learn how to address issues, not coming out like the two Daniel Buala and the other one who came to just speak lies and just say things that that when Nigerians are watching if we really want to tell ourselves the truth, we shouldn't even be contemplating on putting these people on a ballot box. Because if you come out there to say that what happened in Anambra State in 2010, that there was so much hunger, while this governor, as at that time, was receiving award for the best security, the economy, and all kinds of awards. That shows you the level of, the people that wants to, govern us or rule us, as, they always refer themselves as. So, Kenneth Okonkwo, without missing words, just say it as it is. He told them, because, one thing I like him is he just called the shot as it is. Sometimes, and these media houses are beginning to understand him, because why they don't stop him from saying that. I watch so much Nigerian news. When you want to call people liars on television, they'll quickly stop you. But I've been observing him. When he used that bold language, nobody stops him. You know why? Because they fact-checked what he was saying and knew that it was completely lie. So when he says that, they don't have any issue with that. And, I must give Shehu kudos for that, because, you see most of our journalists, they come and, just to balance the equation in their own way. They keep conniving with these criminals to lie to us. Even though when you want to challenge those things, they come after you and tell you, no, you're not allowed to speak like that. You're on national television. And when these people come to lie, they don't tell them they are on national television. Look at what Daniel Buala was saying. If Obasanjo would have endorsed his principal, I don't think Buala will come here to say this. And this is his way of doing things. While he was in APC, he so much defended them. And this is a man living in the United Kingdom. He did that interview right from United Kingdom. If Nigeria he is, presenting to us is that good, what is he doing here? He got a job in Nigeria. What is he doing here? Let him resign. Even if he has a job here, let him resign and go back. Any day Nigeria is secured and moving forward, I assured Daniel Buala I will leave this country. I don't derive joy in living here. But like we say, they chase us away. Imagine people preparing to put their life online just to get out of the country. That tells you much about that country. Because you don't tell me that anybody with his right senses would prefer to go on the sea with nothing, trying to cross. So the likes of Buala, I don't, much necessarily, follow them or regard them anymore, because you see some brilliant people, young people who are lawyers, who are learned, and you're looking up to them to stand with the truth. And they disappoint and continue to disappoint. I thought when he jumped ship, he is gonna, stand on the truth. Even if I am working for Atiku today, I will say it as he is. If he doesn't like it, I go. That's why the likes of Dele Farotimi, I don't joke with him. I don't joke with him. From beginning, he said, I'm not gonna declare for anybody until a certain time, then I will be sure. And that is what he did exactly. You watched him or you listened to him talk about former President Obasanjo. He never changes. But when you do good, he say, hey, this is where you done good. He don't come back and continue the same thing he's saying about you because he hates you. No. That's the kind of man we need. And like the last speaker said, that is one of the signs that Nigeria, if we get it right now, we wouldn't need much to get up there. We wouldn't need much to get up there because everybody, in fact, this movement is resetting the brain of every individual in Nigeria. I believe that. I so much believe. And that is why the call Obasanjo made is so important because, look, the main engine of that his letter was when he mentioned the youth. He said, the youth, look, this is what you must do if you are ready to have your country back. And when I listen to that, I hear that. And there are so many youths discussing this on the street of Nigeria. So that tells you people might come here, criticize him, he have no vote. Yes, I agree. He can't influence any vote. Yes, I agree. Does his message resonate with the youth? Yes. Because that single message, he doesn't need to have 1 million people to vote for LP for him to do this. When he put out that message there, he can bring 10 million, he can bring 5 million, he can bring anything. These governors we are talking about, how many votes can they gather? They gather people they can pay. That's it. If they can't pay those people, they will not appear there. But if you say the truth, say things as is, people is gonna resonate with that your message and do the right thing. I yield here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chooks, for your submission, for always coming to join us here, for lending your voice to a good Nigeria. Thank you so much. Moving on right now, I would like to go to the next person. We'll have the person of Teobala here. Teobala, it's been a while. Many people have missed you here in this platform. It's good to have you today. We would like to hear from you. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate the good work you people are doing here. You know, I have to attend to one of the most important issues that brought me here. That is the reason I was not around for a while. And I also want to use this opportunity to appreciate the good work you, Mr. Elvis, and Madam Kachi are doing here. I just want to let Kachi know that we are solidly behind her. It doesn't matter what the APC people are doing. Remember, what she is doing for the emancipation of Nigeria people from the bondage the APC and the PDP have put us through over the years. This is the more reason we are coming now to come and, to tell the Nigerian people that we have the capacity, we have the resources to make that nation a better nation. If not for bad leaders.
Brother, Mr. Teobala, thank you. We appreciate you always. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And if not for bad leadership, I think Nigeria would have been one of the best nations on earth. Seriously. Because in terms of human resources, we have it. In terms of natural resources, we have it. Is it weather? Anything you can think of, Nigeria have everything. But it's so unfortunate that over the years, we have recruited a leader who doesn't have the sympathy, who doesn't have the compassion for his people. Imagine recently, as in like what Sister Omoye just said here, it's also dawned on me, like, as in, how can we have a IDP camp in the federal capital city in Nigeria here? It's uncalled for. And people are there with millions of naira, dollars over the country, public fund, using it for their own selfish interests. It's so unfortunate. Going back to what Pastor Paul said, he talks so much about the voice, which is what we are doing here. That is the more reason I would really want to appreciate each and every one of us, CM and Omoye, in short, everyone on this platform, for coming out every day to speak to the consciousness of Nigeria people. Because this is what we have been missing over the years. They tell us we should get involved in politics. Getting involved in politics does not mean you must go and pick a form to contest for any position. Ability for you to speak to the public, to make your voice heard, across the length and breadth of the nation. That's what matters. That is what the participation is all about. That is what that pastor was talking about. He said it time without number. Even before now, he has listed the criteria of the kind of leader we need to recruit for the next presidency. And coming out again to come and tell the world, to tell Nigerians the path which we need to choose, we need to take, I think is very important. Because if we cannot do it now, I see no reason. The time will not be there for us again. Imagine we are unable to elect the person of President Peter Obi come 2020, come this February. it will be hard for us to get it right again. You know, because this is a man who have been governor of a state for 8 good years. There's no trace of corruption in his term. It's something that even me myself, I began to imagine. How come? He even tell you to go and verify, and even make a vow recently that if you find even a 1% of anything of traceable corruption to me and my family, I will resign. And no PDP or APC have ever come out to come and challenge Peter Obi on that. If we miss such person, I bet you it will be very difficult for us to get that nation right again. We have the person of Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have the person of Atiku. You know how they have governed their state. Up till now, they are rather Tinubu have governed Lagos State. We know how Atiku, being the vice president of the nation, how he has been able to circumvent most of the government property. You know, put most of those resources in his own pocket. Is he the kind of people we want to fall back to? That is more reason we must come out to come and, you know, rally around the person of Peter Obi. Like what Kenneth Okonkwo said. He said those who keep silent in a time of moral, tell like this, as in short, we don't need to sit on the fence. When Nigeria in a serious problem, in the situation we are currently in for the past 8 years, with people dying, hunger in the land, you know, you don't have to keep silent. That is why I respect the endorsement of Mr. our able president, former president, the person of Olusegun Obasanjo. You don't have to sit on the fence. You don't have to keep silent. Because I heard most of the APC people, you just have to be a statement. Just you don't have to endorse. You just have to keep quiet. You don't have to do. You have to do that. The point is that Nigeria is in a comatose. Keeping silent will not solve the problem. We just have to speak out. He mentioned in his letter the kind of leader Nigeria wants, because the problem we are facing today as a nation in the country Nigeria require somebody with a mental and physical capability to be able to pilot the affairs of the nation. Go back to the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He cannot fit into that position with the current situation we are facing today. Is it the person of Atiku that he cannot even fasten his own seat belt, that somebody have to come and help him to fasten his belt? You know, and I also want to really appreciate the person of Mr. Peter Obi being able to rally around, as in gather credible people. The person of Farotimi and many others, Kenneth Okonkwo, and name them. You know, when you have such a credible people around you during a time of campaign like this, imagine what will happen when you start putting people in the ministerial position and executive position, or another position rather. You know, it will make a very good statement in that aspect, and it will make our country to start moving in the right direction. So it's very important we as a people should look at the kind of quality of the next leader should possess. Because this 2023 election is not about tribe, it's not about religion, it's about the survival of the nation Nigeria. It's about the survival of the nation Nigeria. The person of Peter Obi, he has said it time without number. You need to revamp the educational sector of the country, which is the engine growth of a nation. You cannot have a country where our education system is in a state of comatose, nothing is working. Our curriculum is dying on a daily basis. We cannot even measure up what we are being taught in the classroom with what is happening in the real world. This is what Peter Obi is coming to do, to revamp the educational system. Is it in the judiciary? He said he wants to ensure the rules of law, so that everyone, even the child of nobody, can become somebody. You don't need to know Mr. A or Mr. B before you can, you know, do anything important in the nation. That's the more reason we are crying for the person of Peter Obi. So, and in all of this, I just want to use this medium to beg the people of the Southeast. I appreciate the support they have been giving Peter Obi, despite those cabal, one as in with their, like the person of Chasoludo and Otto Eze and all of that. You know, I just want to beg the people of the Southeast. I also commend them. They should not allow the person of Simon Ekpa to use them not to come out on election day to come and cast their vote for Peter Obi. That is just my fear, in the sense that if they start killing people, start creating violence in the land, it will spare doom for the nation. Imagine the home base of Peter Obi, because they are saying there will not be election in the southeast. They are not doing the nation, they are only doing themselves. Please, they should try as much as they can to neglect all those people who don't want peace, who don't want progress for the nation. And going back to what's it called, the endorsement of Obasanjo for the Peter Obi presidency. Like this man said without a time without number, he's a nationalist. The person of President Olusegun Obasanjo is a nationalist. All he wants is just for the betterment of the nation. He wants the nation where everybody can come together with one voice, where we can use our arable now to become a productive nation, where our youth can come as in a youth that can be reckoned with across the globe. You know, please, we should try as much as we can to embrace this change that has just come. And I also want to appreciate the letter of that appreciate the person of Olusegun Obasanjo, because this letter that he brought on the 1st of January have causes a lot of issues in the camp of APC and PDP. All today, they say it doesn't matter, it doesn't mean anything, but they are jittering. For the past few days now, they have not been themselves. Imagine it has been Peter Obi all the ways. Every angle, every news and crannies of the nation, it has been Peter Obi, the endorsement of Olusegun Obasanjo. Because he commands weight. This is a person who, across all the nation, especially the northern part of the country, command crowd. And the person of Peter Obi with a very good character, a person of who can offer a nation with quality leadership, and having a Obasanjo throwing his weight behind him is something we can recommend. It's something that is worth celebrating. And whether endorsement or no endorsement, the most important thing is for the youth of the nation to take back their country. It's for the youth of the nation to take back their country. Because this time around, you have a nation that is built, but we don't have Nigerians. So we need to come back. We don't have to leave this power to this selfish politician anymore. Because most of us have traveled abroad. We know how things work in the other part of the world, like here in the US, Canada, and many other places. Name them. Things work for everyone, not for the few. That is the more reason you don't have to allow your selfish interest because of what you want to gain for the now to jeopardize your future. Many of us as a person have fallen a victim of that system. Many of us have certificates, graduates, need them, but there is no place where we can use them to work. Then you will see many pastors praying this and that. It's not enough for us to pray. It's time for us to take everything we have been doing into action. If we don't get that nation right now, I bet you will feel that the money they are going to give you now, the kind of person you are supporting, is going to put you in the right. No. You see, the Boko Haram or the insecurity in the nation does not select people. It does not select religion. It does not select tribe. It happened to everyone. As Nigeria have happened to many of us, physically and spiritually, so it will continue if we not vote the right person come this February. So I will urge each and every one of us, this election is not about yourself. It's not about your tribe. It's not about your religion. It's about the collective effort of the nation of Nigeria for us to come together to build that nation that will work for every one of us. Where you can set up a business, everything will work out for you. Where you go to school, you really know you are going to school, definitely you will have hope that you will get a job, you get a place to work tomorrow. Imagine a nation after graduate, after 4 years, you still go back and learn tailor. Are you not tired of that kind of system? Are you not tired of that situation? Then they will not give you maybe 1 million or 5 million or even 20,000 naira or whatever because you want to sell your votes. Nigeria, this is not about you. This is about the nation. It's about the prosperity. It's about the collective and the prosperity of the nation. Please let us wake up from all this number. It's time for us to take our country back. I just want to assure each and every one of us that Peter Obi's movement is real. And the election comes February 2023, I must be sincere with you that Obi is going to win this election with a landslide. Because over the year, many people, like what I said yesterday, many people have over time don't even care about the election because they felt that even if I vote, it will not count. Even if it can't, it doesn't matter. It's not the same APC and PDP. Now they have a man of track record, a man you can rely on, a man with compassion for the nation, for the people. The person of Peter Obi, and it is not just coming with compassion and all of that. It has a plan for the youth. It has plans for the women. It has plan for the elderly. These are things we are talking about. He said so many things about revolution, about rather industrial revolution in terms of businesses and all of that. We should key into this plan for the nation. I know why I'm saying this because many of us Nigerians have happened to us, but we cannot allow it to happen to our younger ones, our generation to come. Please, it's time for us to take our country back. Endorsement or no endorsement, we are the people. Like what Dele Farotimi said in his interview today, that we are the one to take back that country. The power to elect belongs to the youth. It belongs to the women. It belongs to the elderly. It belongs to the downtrodden. It's time for us to take our country back. If we don't, I don't know what will become a nation Nigeria come after this election. Because all those people you are rallied around the person of Tinubu or Atiku, they will give power to their own people. Is this Shetima you are going to be talking about now? They don't even care about you, people that are supporting of Boko Haram. Let's make Nigeria work again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Teobola, for that delivery. That was brilliant, as always. We hope to see you more often now that you're back. Thank you.
All right, before we move on, I just want to quickly appreciate Samuel Peter for your super chat. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. May God bless you. May your pocket never ever run dry. We want to appreciate Josh Blueshell. Thank you earlier on for your super chat. And we also have Nell Sam. Thank you very much earlier on for your super chat. May God bless you. We have BTV Niger. May God bless every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, you can use the super chat right there on the comment section to support us here. And I noticed that the like is not encouraging at all. What is happening, my people? Nobody is pressing the like button. The thumbs up right there on your screen. It's just right there on your phone. Please, can you press it? I don't know. Please encourage us. Let's get more likes so that this video can circulate. All this wonderful delivery from our panelists. We don't want to reduce it on this particular platform, so we want it to go far. Your likes will make this happen. Yeah, I can see you guys are already doing that now. Thank you very much, and also help us to continue to share. Thank you very much for some of you that was asking our account number. It was placed on the screen earlier on. It's going to be put there again. Continue to share and like. God bless you all. Thank you very much, Madam Irene. Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Evis, for the intervention. We appreciate you all, everybody that have super chatted us today. It keeps us going and it helped a lot. Thank you all and God bless you. Moving on, I want to appreciate Usaga Daddy. Good evening, Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us. And I see Iyawe Usamoyi. You're saying that this is your first time here and you appreciate what we're doing. Thank you so much. And I want to urge you to please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, and endeavor to always be joining us because we always discuss issues that will take our dear country forward, that will take us to the promised land, and every issue that's affecting us, we educate people and we also learn from people. We learn from each other here. We try our best. We try all we can to make sure we are good ambassador to our dear country. Thank you so much. I can say Imo Sokri. Thank you for joining. God bless you. As I move on to Mr. CM, is the next person on the list. Good evening, Mr. CM. Thanks for joining us today. We would like to hear your submission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Irene Finest. Good evening, everybody. Please, all protocols duly observed. And once again, because we are still in the first week of the first month of the year, we still think it's still in order. Very appropriate if I will say Happy New Year to everybody, particularly to Yobala, who rejoined us after such a long spell. And then I think there's a new person today. Well, the issue is that on 3 key points, which most people have spoken at length and very, very good analysis too. However, there's one or two things I would like to add by way of background. Starting with Paul, Pastor Paul Adefarasin. Yes, I'm not the type that like to listen to most Nigerian pastors because they are pastorpreneurs anyway. Most of them can give fake promises and fake prophecies and all whatnot, like we know them. They anywhere belly face. But that of Paul is quite a very enlightened preacher. I followed him, I listened to him because his type of preaching is not just biblical, but he tends to be social also, socially wise and tell Nigerians. I think it was from him I heard the first time that Nigerians should have a second address just in case. That was at the height of the evil, at the height of the, what is it? What can I use? At the height of all the atrocities committed by this regime, perpetrated by this regime on the rest of the populace. Pastor Paul is an American trained architect, having attended University of Miami, and he's the son of a retired High Court judge from Ijebu. The mother is a human rights activist in Lagos. So that tells you the background he's bringing to whatever he's saying. So what he said, and I have to, what I want to underline it is that he said talk is not cheap. You know, before we always say talk is cheap. It's only when talk becomes cheap, probably when it's meaningless. But he said talk is not cheap. We must stand up and talk and say that this is what we want. Now, the formula he gave, he said why they missed NSAS protest. He said if they had done it for one first 2 or 3 days and withdrew, maybe come back later than to continue it and they lose maybe its momentum and then being hijacked by this thing would have been better. Probably that may be given a try. But in all said and done, he's trying to say that next year Obi should be in. That is from my Obi is to coasting home to victory. But should anything happen, Nigerians has to take to the street. Of course, we've all been saying that now. That's why I always say that Obi is Nigeria's last chance. And those that are planning to rig, they know they will lose their oil wells, because if you want to hit all these so-called thieves that are encouraged at the corridors of power, you hit them through their pocket, not really their houses, but just that oil well. What am I trying to say? If Nigeria should cease to exist, the oil fields of Nembe or Niger Delta belongs to the people there that have been impoverished. The Ogonis will have their oil wells back. So all these people that have been lording it over them will lose everything. So why not? They would have said, why not allow Obi to go and repair Nigeria so that they can still be having their small meal ticket, the more they are getting from wherever it may be. So it makes sense for them to allow INEC to leave it clean and fair. That is the way I have to look at it. So unless they will only be a fool, to go against the wish of the people, because the more Nigerians are suffering between now till next month, the more they are becoming aware of what is at stake. A lot is at stake in this election. So it is either a make or break for Nigeria. A make in the sense that if Obi gets in as we are planning, things will change for the better, or even, for the best, even the type they've never seen, because the man is a clean, very clean candidate. Or break in the sense that they want to play the old politics of, big man politics, what's the garrison politics, all those things. If they do it, then you risk losing everything. So they wouldn't like that too. But in the end, Obi is going through. So briefly, let me stop there and then talk of Kenneth Okonkwo's exchanges. I think one thing with Kenneth Okonkwo, I think that is an observation. I don't need to be repeating what he said word for word. But if you notice, which people have spoken, they're only testing. Dino Melaye. Not that Dino Melaye is still a spokesperson for a spokesman for Atiku as per PDP. But what they will now do is that anytime maybe channels or Arise or any TV or AIT is inviting Dino, they will ask, are you inviting anybody from the Labour Party? They say yes. Who is it? If they mention Kenneth Okonkwo, either they develop convulsion or they say they're unavoidably absent or something like that. Because from the look of things, Kenneth Okonkwo has pulverized. Please, the word pulverize is like when you get granite. Is it really granite I have to use? What do I use now? Just get chalk. you use the chalk the teacher uses to write on the board, then you grind it to dust. That's what they mean by pulverizing. So Peter Andy has pulverized the Dino Melaye. So definitely Dino might be operating as somewhere, but no longer face to face with Andy because they can't talk. And if you notice, the type they normally bring for APC, probably Keyamu, with maybe Keyamu must have been somewhere, I don't know. One day he's still a minister, a minister of state, and still acting for APC spokesperson. So, or the other chap, I normally see all those, I don't know, Ayo Oyela War. You see them on channels, speaking. Andy Okeke is too much for them. I mean, sorry, not Andy Okeke. Kenneth Okonkwo is too much for them. So they cannot bring such people. Now, this chap they brought today is Iniyi. The chap they brought, the man was dazed. The way he was looking. So they'll be surprised. All they're trying to do is that, they are trying to see who will match Andy. I mean, who will match Kenneth Okonkwo. In the end, when next they want to invite Kenneth Okonkwo, they will look for who again hasn't been to it, who again hasn't represented the APC against Kenneth Okonkwo. So this is what they are trying to do. The guy is too much because one, he will bring the intellect which is necessary to debate the issue. Secondly, he will bring the legal angle, having been trained and called to bar as a barrister to the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Then thirdly, he's a Nollywood giant. So he knows how to dramatize everything through the body language by doing as if he's lifting a heavy metal. The way he remonstrates and dramatizes it, that adds to the gravitas of what the guy is saying. Even the Shenwo Kimbaloye, who will be dazed. There's no need interrupting him or interjecting because you'll be so you look stupid if you're trying to sort of to stop the flow of his logic. So that one is again a credit to Peter Obi and Labour Party to tell them that Labour Party means business. I wish they will listen to us what we do here in Niger Watch and find out that we even have more firebrand here, maybe equivalent, if not better than Kenneth Okonkwo. But that's as far as I could go. So he's doing the job and he's doing it very well. So these are some of the the negatives we need, all these reactionary forces that Labour Party need to suppress so that you don't need to do people boju again. The more you look, the less you see APC, PDP. It has finished. Then with week on the sideline, bringing up the headline or the reference, whereby once in a while, Kenneth will refer to what Wike said. I mean, for Obasanjo to live 8 years, somebody you did your economic miracle of 8 years and be endorsing another person, that says a lot about your character. But that is by the way. Then as per Delo Farotimi, that one is another, a smooth operator. He may think that he's not serious, but if you check the gravity of what he's saying, you now realize that in fact this is another ammunition ready, another bomb that Labour Party can always explode if there is need for it. Otherwise, what Andy is saying should be okay. So all in all, I think we are coasting home to victory. I have no doubt that a lot of people are seeing the sense in coming to Labour point of view. I have no doubt that what Obi said, he's going to do it because he has a pedigree. I have no doubt that Peter Obi will never fail Nigerians. He won't fail. I mean, what a leader that will tell you is not enough for you to vote me in. You have to also check, be on your toes to make sure that we deliver it together. I listened to one interview here. I mean, but probably he said it in Igbo. Maybe Niger Watch, you may still see it. He went to Isuofia. Isuofia is the hometown of Governor Soludo of Anambra State. Peter Obi went there to campaign. He was telling them, he was saying it in Igbo. He said, what I'm trying to do is to make sure that some of you here, there's one they call Godwin. So the name of his company is an industrialist. He's manufacturing what they call this a Winco foam for those in Nigeria. He's the man. So the name is Godwin. Somebody, I've forgotten the surname. So he used the win, the suffix WIN to make it Winco foam. So he said, somebody like you, Winco, you have an industry, you employ people, you pay tax every month, you create jobs. Yet somebody, a politician sitting in an air-conditioned office will be richer than you. He said, that is what I want to stop. That's what people, and he said it in Soludo's hometown. So it's quite significant and very profound. He said that is why, and they were clapping for him. He told them openly in Igbo language, and this is again also profound, in Soludo's, at Soludo's hometown in Sofia. He said, of all those people that are out competing with me to be the president of Nigeria, there is none of them that is as qualified as I am. In fact, to use his word, he said, I am the most qualified. Nobody is better than me. He said it in Igbo language, and he said it where Soludo, in Soludo's hometown, and the people will know him because he will get to him. So what Peter Obi is trying to say, after having explained this to them, he now told them, said, that's why I'm going. That's what we want to change. That in every country, the two strongest bank in every country, remove something like Central Bank or Reserve Bank of America, just like the Central Bank. He said the two strongest bank in every country are two, Bank of Agriculture and Bank of Industry. Germany, for those that are in Germany, they can correct me. There's what they call Bank of Industry. That Bank of Industry, the customers there is not somebody like me and you. The shareholders there are industries like Innocent, we have account there, Lever Brothers, we have maybe Dangote, if he has industry, we have, these are what it's not an individual that we open account there. So he said Bank of Industry and Bank of Agriculture. That's what Peter Obi said is good. That is really the strongest bank that everybody will contribute so that farmers will have opportunity to farm, grow crops, we feed ourselves, and we export. Then industries will take up. So for a man to be, he told them, so if a man to be saying this, though he was saying it in Igbo language with some transcription, he's trying to tell them that this is where they are headed to. And that tells them that when the man gets in, within 6 months, that's what I'm saying, by the end of this year, there must be there must be a good turnaround and a green shoot, what they call green shoot, coming out, announcing to people that this is the direction we are going. Then in 6 months' time after he must have entered, I don't think you could be hearing about oil theft anymore or ASU strike. So a lot is a lot is on offer with obedient movement. I acknowledge the people that talk, somebody who talk about voter education. Yes, from market to market, like in Anambra, I've seen people are now going with the sort of a ballot paper, telling them on that day, this is what you will see. This is where you will place your hand, your thumb and all those things. They're educating them. Mainly for those that won't be able to interpret, be able to locate a Labour Party logo on the vote. So they are doing that. But I think between now till the next 4 weeks, that should be the proper thing. No, even if you don't do jingles anymore, you go to the people, say, this is what you need to, this is how to vote. Because by then, most people must have gotten their PVC. So the tax is now knowing where to place your finger, your thumb on that day. So that is what we are trying to say. So all in all, I can only say that so far, so good. There's no shaking. At the media sphere, at the media phase, Labour Party is holding supreme. In terms of making impact, getting converts, Labour Party is on the ascendancy. So not to worry that, but then there's confusion in the enemy camp. Emiloko, like Andy explained, is not democracy. That is whatever he calls it. Then our local is the rating as defined by Obasanjo. So whatever we are doing, let's not pick discouragement. We are doing the right thing. Attacks may come once in a while here and there. Maybe some people may express negative thought. Remember, Wike hasn't openly declared. So that will be the bomb. Maybe it's waiting for in the next few weeks, probably this January. Wike will now say he's supporting P2B, and that will bury everything. As simple as that. Already from his body language, we know where he's headed to. He cannot expose Atiku all this while and then later go back to him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, CM.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. CM. Okay, Mr. Ivis, you want to say something?
No, that's fine. That's fine. You can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. CM. I just want to add something to what you just said because that reminded me of something that I wanted to say. I've been eager to say this thing all this while because I think our mindset will play a long role in this election. I want to urge our people because sometimes when certain issue, when we are discussing certain issue here about some people, you see sometimes when it doesn't go the way some people expect it, or if they don't hear what they want to hear, They are always like quick to say, we are not interested. We don't need the person. We don't need this. We don't need that. I'm saying this because you mentioned Governor Wike in the area of the G5 governors. I want to urge our people to sometimes be patient, sometimes learn to calm down a bit. This idea of we don't need the person if it's not saying what you want to hear is not necessarily so. We need everybody to move that country forward. I'm not saying who don't want to join, we should put a gun on the person to come and join us or whatever. No, but let's have this mind of accommodating ourselves, accepting ourselves, be patient with ourselves. We can have not said anything. I can understand the people that are saying they have one vote, they are not important, they are not this. That takes me back to you can see the revolution Obasanjo letter is causing in the press right now. This is a similar case, even if not same. People are like, it's not important. Obasanjo is one person. Okay, Obasanjo is one person. It's not important. Why this revolution that is happening right now? Why will Obasanjo be in the pages of the whole newspaper nationwide the next day after that letter? It's because there is something, and even the candidates, all this why, apart from this very election, over the years, we have seen all our candidates, once election is coming, they have this habit of moving around, visiting all the ex-presidents, visiting the traditional rulers, visiting visible figures in the society. Why are they doing this? This is like issue of saying, your vote don't count, don't bother, and yet you want to buy the vote. Why do you want to buy a vote that doesn't count? So when you are saying it's not important, it's not important, and at the end of the day, what you say is not important, the person make a pronouncement and you're crazy about it, you're killing yourself about it, and before the pronouncement, all of you were running helter skelter. So this man visiting one after the other because you want something from him. So all I'm saying is that we need everybody to move Nigeria forward. It's not something that one person can do. And be patient and understand and know that there are people that must not say what you want to hear all time. And there are people that must agree with you all time. We can agree to disagree. That is why we are one people. Once where there is more than two people, the possibility of two people to agree and disagree is always there. So over the years, this is a new phase of political system in Nigeria. We are just experiencing revolution, a political revolution right now for the first time. So we shouldn't be carried away and think that Nigeria is so mature in terms of election to think that nobody can influence nobody. No, there are still some people that some people can still influence. There are still some people that still listen to some people. We know that we came from a country that is extremely diverse in culture, in tradition, and in religion. So let's not be quick in saying the person is not important. In fact, we don't need the person. In fact, he can go. No, we need all hand on desk. We need all hand on desk. So I will appreciate sometimes we should not be too quick in judging. And honestly, for Governor Wike, I gave him kudos for all he has been doing. It might be politically or whatever anybody wants to read to it. I gave him kudos right now because out of all the governors we have in Nigeria right now, he's the only person that can put his chest out there to dare these people, to tell them what they don't want to hear, to say certain things, to reveal some certain secrets that is putting Atiku right now in a very tight corner. Because some things that we can reveal recently, there are people, I spoke with somebody that was not really too convinced about this election because there are still families that maintain this idea of we have been PDP all our life. It doesn't matter the candidates. But trust me, some things that we can reveal. I spoke to a close friend the other day that all the family has been for PDP. From the revelation of Wike, they are considering in voting Labour Party right now. So some people not be quick in saying, he talk a lot, and just they talk from street to street. No. These are the kind of people we want that can communicate with their people. Some states are lamenting right now because they have leaders that doesn't communicate. They have leaders that don't connect with their people. They are not in connection with their people. They are always in their office, writing, speaking English. They are not close to their people. But Wike is always out there. Somebody said the other day, if you don't have office, that is always talking on the streets. I think I saw that comment in this platform. Wike is not always talking on the streets. He's commissioning projects in different places. He can as well choose to sit in the office and stay in front of microphone and be announcing those projects. But he chooses to be close to his people. Mark podium, bring them out every time, to talk with them, to identify with them. So I think it's very, very important when it comes to politics to have a leader. And that is why Peter Obi is making this revolution right now. He's making this political impact because he's the man of the people. He's close to the people. He's accessible. So that is exactly, I think, what Governor Wike is doing. He might not be complete as a person. He might not have all the qualifications of a leader, but trust me, it's an asset in the South political class. I think Governor Wike is doing well. Thank you. That being said, I will just go straight to
thank you, Irene's Finance, for your wonderful submission and for bringing that to our attention here, because some of us think that we should just cast all away, especially those that is not singing or sharing the same ideology with us. So it shouldn't be like that. We should carry everybody along. Thank you for bringing that here. We have a caller right here. Mr. F.A., thanks for calling us. Good evening to you. Talk to us.
Yeah, good evening, Yawosh. Good evening, the panelists. Good evening, the viewers. Good evening, the commenter. I greet everybody. Yeah, I just call because of Kashi. I just want to greet my sister. Although I don't see message and greet her, but I want to greet her publicly, you understand?
Okay.
So, and again, I want to welcome my brother, Tiobala. Oh, bros, I too love you. I don't know why. See, you get what you Tiobala talk just now. He said graduates after many years for university, we come back, because you go to learn say law. I want Tiobala your talk, Naja Wash, you know why I like your platform, Hello, I hope everybody's hearing me.
Yes, we will hear you, yeah.
Your panelists, is short, they're too much. I swear to God, ever since we missed Tiobala, and other two people who they missed now, they hear my voice. Bros Andrew with Bros Omorui, we need to now for this platform. Now the battle starts. Because all those guys, those two guys, they be soldiers. We need to now get words for months. You understand? So, bros, Tiobala, I welcome you. I love you. I'm here, one of your Eastern Naija Wash, the panelist, the guest supporter. I love you, bro.
God bless you, my brother. Thank you.
Naija Wash, I'm how you be.
Thank you.
Short, with the wait that day, and not be small, but do if I thought something, I would do.
Thank you, my brother.
I don't promise you.
God bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Obi, nobody. You understand?
Exactly.
I greet you, bro.
All right, then, my brother.
I greet everybody. Ciao.
All right. That is the end of calls right now. Let's take the last two people here so that we can quickly do the last segment as a closure.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Evis. Thank you, the caller. Of course, we'll celebrate, we'll dance for victory. Thank you for calling in. Moving on, I will be going to the next person. The person of Mr. Alex is the next person on the list. If you're there, unmute yourself. Mr. Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I would like you to give your submission for 5 minutes. Please try and stick to the time so we can move to the next segment. Thank you.
All right, I'll do that. I'll try. Good evening, everyone, once more, and God bless you all. The 3 videos I watched, the one from Pastor Paul, I am really delighted that at least from the side of the Christians or the religious area that we are getting something positive to talk about. He must not begin to mention names. We already know where the wind is blowing, and he made that so much clear without even measuring names. The youths didn't know what to do, and he's already giving the lead because himself is a youth, and he knows that if it doesn't go well, it's not only for the elite, it's going to be for everybody. So I thank him for that vision that he has and where the wind is blowing in his direction. Then coming to the other videos, the one with Kenneth and Dele and the other guy, you know, I've always said it that Mr. Obi has, the vision he has for Nigeria is just too brilliant. He surrounds himself with people who, just like the integrity he has, he surrounds himself with the same kind of people. So I don't see any reason why Nigeria will not come out of this mess. Nigeria is definitely going to come out of this mess. He's out there reaching out to the people. The empathy that he has, it's just, I don't know. I don't have voice for that. And then the people around him, the way Kenneth speaks, the way he brings this, sometimes I just feel so sorry for these other guys. They look so foolish because their principal, you can't even defend these people, and they keep sending somebody or people to just to par with him. The guy is just in another league, just like the Champions League here, and you are bringing somebody who is playing the local league. So as for that, we are very grateful that we have such people in the obedient family. Like these crying babies talking about Obasanjo's endorsement doesn't have weight, his paper weight, or all kinds of other BS that they're just spitting from their mouth. Look, this is just like, let me just use this very, very good example. Just like when you go pidgin English now, you go toast babe, you know, agree your own. The next thing you say, I never like myself. Just because it's green, I make you come to talk stories. These people were begging, they were even bringing out false endorsement proclamations that they've been endorsed, knowing fully well that OBJ never endorsed any of them. So they're just crying babies or weeping babies. So we shouldn't even care about that. We already are on the right track. We can see now that the 5 people that are in a room that never had structures is just too large now that they can't even find something to say anymore. They don't even know what to do. They are confused. So they are going to come out with these things. That's the reason why we should stay focused. Like Sister Irene was saying about full voters education, I really need to highlight that there are still some places where, because I watched some clips on YouTube where people were saying Obi, APGA, some other, they know it's Obi, but they don't know the party. So that is where some work really needs to be done. Not that after having your PVCs, after going through all these pains, on that day, you still find out that they don't even know where to cast their vote. That would be very, very detrimental to us. So we, on our own, have to do whatever we can. We in the diaspora, we are doing whatever, any type of voter education we can do. We are doing that on my own and playing my part. I have my friends too. We are doing whatever we can. It still boils down to the people on ground that they have to put more effort. We have not reached our goal yet. We just have to work and reach it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alex, for that submission. Of course, that is exactly what I was talking earlier. It's of no use having a PVC without knowing where to vote that day. Thank you for emphasizing on that. Then I'll just go straight to, sorry, before I move on, we have one super chat earlier on, Mr. Peter Ifi. Thank you so much for super chatting us. God bless you. We appreciate your donation to this platform. It goes a long way. God bless you. I will just go straight to the next person. The next person on the panel now is Mr. Ehi.
Yes, that's the last one before we move on to the next segment. Then we'll come back to a daily. But let's take a now so we can quickly show the video on this next segment.
Okay, Mr. Ehi, I don't know if you're there. Is Mr. or Miss?
Okay, thank you very much. Naja was, may I speak broken English? Naja was, Mr. Theobald already spoke my mind, so there's no need for me to say anything. I think I will leave the platform for people who have other something in their brain to contribute more.
Wonderful, sir.
But I would say to pass the message that Labour should also try to converse in whole bandwidth very tight. Very, very tight, because some people say they don't have their presence there and other place. And Plateau, because those are the two knots that we need to knock these people out. Thank you very much. God bless you for a lot.
Thank you so much, Mr. A. Thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you who have contributed so far. Let's quickly move on to the next segment so we can take this all together. Peter Ife, once more, we want to say we appreciate you for the super chat. Please, if you're watching us right now, help us to like this broadcast, and help us to share. Hit the $ right there. Support us, encourage us to do more for you. Yes, we're still talking about the endorsement from Olusegun Obasanjo, which have caused a lot of these satanic parties, have caused a lot of them headache. I'm surprised that even Sowore frowned at the endorsement. So I would like us to listen to what Omoyele Sowore have to say here.
This trending issue. Yes. The former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, just wrote a letter. Has been, of course, a lot of people are talking, and it would be nice to get your own view about what he said. Of course, just a little part of that letter endorsed the candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi. And what the former president specifically was that, hey, this is a guy that I've mentored, is a mentee, and that he has an edge, and that is different, that although he's not a saint, but he's different from the others representing themselves.
You see, look at Obasanjo historically. He has never supported anything that will make Nigeria work. In 1979, Nigeria had the opportunity to have elected one of the best presidents in its history, Obafemi Awolowo.
Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
What did Obasanjo do? He went against him. They even went and did a calculation they called 12 to 3rd to make sure that his numbers never tally. That's number one. In 1993, Obasanjo went a notch higher. We voted for Abiola in this country. When I say we, I didn't vote because I wasn't interested. And he won the election. Obasanjo and Babangida and the others met secretly. That Abiola is not the Messiah Nigeria needed. They frustrated that election. But Nemesis caught up with him, Okama. He was arrested, detained, and tried for treason and sentenced. I don't know if he was sentenced to death, either death or life. Whichever one he was sentenced for was as bad as death. What happened? He went to prison. They decided that he should be freed, even though he had been convicted before Abiola, who was not convicted. They made the arrangement, brought him to power. What did Obasanjo do for 8 years? He brought some of the worst criminals into this country. He engaged in massacre, Zaki Biam, Odi. He manipulated the process and then wanted to do a third term. I will end it here so that it doesn't take it. We're looking at time. It's like Obasanjo has never in the history of this country taken a decision in the interest of Nigeria. Never. And that is why his biggest problem in life is to be bigger than Obafemi Awolowo. But he keeps getting stunted and he shrinks every time he takes a decision. So he has done it again by choosing somebody he knows. Obasanjo one time chose a dead person to be president of Nigeria and called him on the phone asking me if he's dead. And the man died. That was Musa Yar'Adua. So he knew that Obi is not going to take Nigeria anywhere. Just as he knew that Umar Yar'Adua would not take Nigeria anywhere. Just as he knew that Jonathan will not take Nigeria anywhere. But he supported them anyway. He supported Buhari too in 2015. So you tell me, if Obasanjo ever did anything in the interest of Nigeria, he has never done it before. It's the reason why I can never visit him. I can never visit Babangida or any of these former head of states, whether military or civilian. Never. Because what Fela said, did you remember the song Fela said? He said, the same old politicians will rule Nigeria before, the same old politicians will rule Nigeria before. Obasanjo got them, brought them together. Because he don't finish. That was Fela. It's the same old politicians who have ruled Nigeria before that he brought back again. Obi was governor of a state for 8 years. I can go to my village and do Christmas. Obi cannot go to his own and do Christmas. He's living in Lagos. Because Lagos, I don't, it's safer for him. But it's not safe for anybody anyway. But it's safer than the state he governed. So, but they like this is all this hype, that Obi is this, and it's all hype. They package people, they package fraud, and they impose it on them. And unfortunately, and I'll say this because I'm a member of the media too, the press is complicit in it. You are complicit in hyping rubbish. It has no political relevance. He writes all these letters to get attention to himself, and as soon as he gets the attention, he'll disappear.
All right. That is Omoyele Sowore right there, who is saying that he can go to his own village and walk freely, but Peter Obi cannot go to his own village and walk freely. I'm not too sure what he was trying to say there, because ever since Peter Obi started this campaign, presidency, he goes everywhere, he walks everywhere, and I believe he's the most free man amongst other candidates. So I would like us to quickly talk on this. Omoyele Sowore. Everybody only have 2 minutes on this, unfortunately, so that we can round up for today. 2 minutes, please. Everybody stick to 2 minutes. Is a close remark. Thank you very much. Now God bless you. Now, Mother Irene, back to you. Okay, I'm not sure Mother Irene is right here right now. Okay, let's quickly move on now let's start with Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, please. Just talk on this. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you for having me back. When it comes to show, honestly, sometimes I begin to fade up. Yesterday, when I listened to this, somebody said something that show. If you really believe yourself, test yourself in your local government or test yourself in the governor. But let Nigeria see how you can be able to rule. Let's see how you can be able to rule. From there, we can now know, okay, you are ready for becoming a president, because we don't know the kind of leadership you are bringing in. We don't know how you are going to rule Nigeria. Because looking at everything you are saying, nobody have any idea or any clue or the kind of president you are going to be, or the kind of leadership we are going to be, because we have to know. But through all your speech and everything, nobody understands your vision. Nobody understands what they are talking about. For if you want to become a leader, if you believe yourself so much, at least your state alone can make you a governor. Your state can make you a senator. There are so many ways for you to impart in Nigeria. It mustn't be a president. There are so many ways for you to impart your knowledge in Nigeria. You can go back to your state and run for Senate. You can run for House of Representatives. You can run for governor. You can run for even a local government chairman. Then, when you now come out and tell people, vote me for president, you now point out, say, go back to this place, see what I did when I'm this. But at the end of the day, we don't know where you are coming from. Nobody knows your idea. You're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to keep people, you're going to do. That is not how to lead people for. Even Jesus Christ that came back, Jesus had power to condemn everybody. But he still brought those people back. So for him, I don't know the kind of vision that he's bringing to Nigeria. If I'm in people who are close to him, I should advise Showore, go and run for governor. Even, I promise you, Mr. Nigeria, to mark it anywhere. Showore will not win a council. Showore will not. If I am Showore contest council, I go back to my community, and contest council, and he went back and contest council. I'm going to win that council before him. So he's not going to win any election. He just keep deceiving himself. It's better for him to wake up and realize that the whole thing now is just jealousy, because he believes that I should be the one that Nigeria is projecting, not Peter Obi. I should be the one. So, and it's not, Nigeria have been listening to you for, and they don't want to listen to you. You are preaching to people and they don't listen to you. It's better for you to just call yourselves, okay. Like Kisi the Mogulu said, I am back, I'm going back, you understand? So, kind of a resign from politics. So, I will encourage children to do the same thing. You want to help people and they say they don't want your help. Just come on, you go and sit down. It's okay, let them be. But you can't be forcing yourself to people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I guess you can hear me. Thank you for your contribution and for staying within the 2 minutes. Thank you. Yes, Connor, please talk to us in 2 minutes, madam.
Yeah, thank you very much once again. And thank you to Mr. Collins for your great points. So on this Showori's issue, I really don't even know, to be honest with you, I forget that he's still in the race, to be honest. Now, true, I know, like, it'd be like afterthought. No disrespect, no bad intentions meant. It's just the truth. I completely forget he's in the race. So anytime his videos pop up, I'm like, oh yeah, he's in the race. So that's how much I don't pay attention to what he has to say, to be honest. Because from the jump, when he was always castigating Peter Obi, he's part of the cabal and all of that. He was talking and talking. To me, he comes off as very childish, as someone who has not gotten a grasp of his emotional intelligence. He doesn't understand, and his social skills. His emotions are evident, they're clear. When he's jealous, you can tell. When he's angry, you can tell. So I don't know. To me, everything he's doing is just childish tantrums as far as I'm concerned. It's a shame because and I'm one of those who just believe that he should keep being an activist and just stay in that lane, because that's the lane that's really very effective for him. Everybody has a purpose. That purpose of being an activist really suits him well, because I wouldn't trust someone like that to be a president. I'm sorry, he's too emotional. Imagine having someone like that reacts emotionally at the helms of affairs, leading over 250 ethnic groups with diverse ways of doing things. He will run us down. I mean, he'll probably be worse than the people that we've had. He's not unable to control himself. I'm sorry, I don't want to put down his work. I used to be one of his his avid supporters. I was encouraged by the fact that he was there putting his voice out there, but that's why they say, look at a man, and really a man or a woman, how they handle their emotions is very important. Their social skills is very important. Humility is very, 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 very. If you have all the money in the world, without humility, you are nothing to write home about. Without emotional intelligence, you're nothing to write home about. So to me, it's a waste of time, my precious time, no offense, analyzing what he's just said. To me, it's just saying, it's a lot of gibberish in my ears, because all I can see in front of me is Peter the Rock Obi. Every other person is like shadowy figures. They're like breeze, dust that just blows by and pass. He should go and rest, if he really wants to prove that he can take us from where we are to where we need to be, can he go and start from his village? How many people know him in his village? Do they know him? You know what I mean? Like they say, charity begins at home. Can he go back home and do something for his people? Build pipe, give them water. You do something to galvanize people, to make people come out en masse, just like we did for Peter Obi, Peter the Rock Obi. So please, Mr. Showori, take several seats. We are tired. Go and rest. Thank you. I yield. I don't have time for that.
All right. Thank you very much, Yes, Kona. Okay. Thank you. I would like us to quickly move on to the next person, Martina Obasi TV. Good evening once again, madam. Your 2 minutes. Then from there, Irene's Panelist will take over. And Irene, you are back with us, right?
Sorry, Mr. Elvis. I don't know what happened to my gadget. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, it's Martina Obasu, you know, then Shuksi Bubueze. Go ahead, Madam Martina. Thank you.
Good evening once again, Mr. Najawas. Sister Irene, good evening to you as well. Thank you very much. Sister Omoyeskona, you have said it all. You know, we don't really have energy and time to waste on Omoyele Sowore, because this guy, each time I see him, I don't even know what to think of him. Honestly, to say that I supported this guy in the past is just a shame now of what he's saying. He's not even in the race. Not. You know what Omoyele Sowore is trying to do is, after the election, like what he said earlier in one of his videos, that he was allocated 30,000 votes. He wants to carry that name, this pride that, yeah, people voted for me. Guy, you know you're going nowhere. If you really have the Nigerian people at heart, you should join forces with those that are on the race to a good and a better Nigeria. The same thing that Dele Farutimi did. He was Showore's supporter. But today, the man sees it that Obi is the one that can do this thing. I keep telling people, Showore is not interested in Nigerians. He's not interested in the betterment of that country. He's not interested. All he wants to do is to always see the bad side of the country, to always see the bad things about. Look at everything he said about Obasanjo. Who asked him to bring down history about Obasanjo? Is Obasanjo in the ballot? No. This guy just opens his mouth. Before he says anything, you will see the hate, the jealousy, everything in him. He has never done campaign. We don't even know his campaign manager. We don't even know his chairman. We don't even know anything about him. Who will not throw his or her vote behind such a man? That means you still want this cabal to be ruling, because Sowore is going nowhere. Sowore is just full of hate. That's why I just concluded in my heart that this man has never loved Nigeria. He has never, because he's that activist or talking down of people, saying negative things about people. He keeps saying things about Obi's meetings, Obi's town hall meetings. You've never seen him in any. You've never seen him done any campaign, but you keep following people, other candidates, bumper to monitor them. What are you doing? If you don't have anything you're doing, join the ones that are doing something. That's one thing I don't like about Sowore, because if only one vote casted for Sowore is a waste, and that pains me a lot. All other presidential candidates, like they said they are 18, the other 15 should join forces with Obi to rescue Nigeria from these evil men. That's all I'm interested in. No coming out to say things before he opens his mouth. Even the people that are interviewing him already know what he's going to say. He talks out
Thank
of
you.
hate. He talks out of jealousy, everything. Anyways, Sowore is not even in the ballot. Let's not even talk about him. Let's concentrate on how to deliver Nigeria for Peter Obi as Nigerians, our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Martina, for that submission. So we'll just quickly go to Mr. Chooks. I don't know if you're there, but before we come to you, I can see June Obasekil in the comment section. Henry Gabriel, thanks for joining us this evening. We appreciate your constant support. Thank you. Mr. Choose your submission, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you once again, Irene. Yeah, the last speaker has done justice to that last video. Sowore I've said it here, on several occasions that Showore might be pretending that he's a true Nigerian, that he wants Nigeria to move forward. Just like the last speaker said, anybody who wants Nigeria to move forward, it mustn't come from you. All you care is let Nigeria move forward. If that is what Showore wants, I don't see a reason, because like the last speaker said, he knew his vote is not going to be enough. Okay? So why don't he energize his people, energize people on the streets to join forces and rescue Nigeria from this man? This is the same thing all these men will castigate, we talk about today, they do. We cannot do because he's Showore, we cannot call him out. Yes, he might have, I've said it here. If Nigerians can wrestle these people and get Nigeria back to Nigerians, right? Showore should shut his mouth. He shouldn't come anywhere to brag about 1993. He shouldn't. For the record, I'm saying it here. If Showore refused to join this movement, and when Nigerians who are fighting today on different corners, and they rescued this country, and tomorrow he will come and tell us history about 1993, he should go and sit down. I'm saying it without regret, and I'm saying it, anybody can play it for me any day, anytime, because I don't see anybody who wants good for Nigeria to talk on what he has done before and keep intimidating people about what you've done before. What has he done that other people have not done? People have died for this country. Pure death. He should thank God that he's still alive to fight for another day. And he is always opening his mouth, talk how he wants. I think enough of Showore. And I think it's high time we start giving him back as he wants. I don't care what anybody thinks about him. I respect him, but I can handle him trying to sabotage all the effort the people are making to rescue this country from this cabal. What has he said about the petroleum they've been stealing? What has he said about the killings that has been going on by the police? I mean, he can go on one corner here and there to carry 5 or 6 people and they carry placards and make noise. Let him go and sit down. I'm tired, and in fact, I'm tired of hearing about Showore. Let him just pack up, because the history is he's going nowhere. He can call anybody. Awolowo could have been the best friend. Who told him that? Let him get out.
Thank
Should
you,
have been the
Mr.
best
Peter.
president.
Thank you. Calm
Thank
down.
you.
Thank you. I understand your plight. I think I just want to believe personally that when Sowore was doing what he was doing, I want to believe he sincerely did as a Nigerian. But I think the jealousness in him right now, the frustration, sometimes it can be understandable to an extent because he has been on this. He expects that the support Peter Obi is having right now should be for him. But Sowore needs to know that sometimes there are some time in life where a man will sit down and think and re-strategize. This is the movement of the people. If you really want the good for Nigeria, if the ex-president are trying to rectify their past error through this movement, you that have not served in any capacity, I don't see what is stopping you to put your hands together. Nigerians are crying, are shouting that we need all hands on desk to make this country work. So if you see yourself as a real patriotic Nigeria, I don't think there is anything that should be stopping you right now to put your hands together and join the people's movement. I think it's time to put the pride behind, to put the hate behind, the jealousy, or whatever might be the reason that is for all this. I think it's time we put it behind and see how we can make the country work. Thank you so much all for being here every day. I want to urge the people in the comment section, please continue to like and share so that people will know what we're doing here. Keep supporting us with the super chat. And if you cannot super chat, our account number is right there in the comment section. Please help the platform so that we can continue to do this until the day of the election, because I always said it's not over until it's over. We have to continue our mandate. We have to deliver Obidati to Aso Rock. For this, we need your help, we need your support, we need your like, we need to share, we need your contribution, we need all the panelists, we need our people in the comment section. We need everybody, we need each other. Nigeria is for all of us. So keep liking, keep sharing, keep super chatting, help us through transfer any which way you can. We will so appreciate. Thank you all so much, and God bless you. Moving on right now, I think the next person after Mr. Chooks should be Tiobala. Tiobala, are you there? Yes, like Tiobala
No,
is no longer
Tiobala is
here.
gone now. Tiobala is gone.
Tiobala
I
is
think
gone. So,
after
Mr.
Mr.
CM,
is CM now. Mr.
Mr.
CM,
CM,
please,
are you there?
please.
Okay. Over to you, Mr. CM.
Yeah,
We want to hear your
please. I think
submission.
I missed the video on Showore. I think so.
Oh,
hello.
okay. You miss a Showre video.
Did you hear
Okay,
me?
I don't know. Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you loud and clear.
what
Can you hear
Sowore
me?
was saying that he can go to his village freely, but Peter Obi cannot go to his village freely because I don't know what was his reason anyway. So you missed that video, but fortunately we can't play it again. So he was talking down on Obasanjo and talking down on Peter Obi. Please use 2 minutes to quickly respond to this, Mr. CM.
Okay, yeah, it's at least as if I know Showore will be talking down on Peter Obi. Remember in my earlier submission, I said Peter Obi was in at Soludo's hometown, which is Isofia, and that is a neighboring town to Agolo, where Peter Obi come from. They have a land border or something like that. So if he's saying that Peter Obi cannot go to his hometown, Showore is just probably he's just being jealous. I think the whole thing boils down to the fact that all this opinion pool, nobody mentions Showore. It's only Kwakwanso, Peter Obi, Tinubu, and Atiku. So that will sort of engender some measure of jealousy in him. So all those things he's saying, and if he's saying it like I keep saying, he's only making himself to look, well, I wouldn't use the bad word. He's only making people to lose the little confidence like people like some of us have on him. He's losing it. One, I'm being objective in my analysis. If faced with Showore, Peter Obi, Kwakwanso, Atiku, and maybe the rest also, one could say, okay, they are going for a public position. They want to be president. All of them, they must have gotten private sector experience. Showore ran supporter reporters, Peter Obi, his private business, Atiku, his own private business. He has farms and whatever he opens before he come into politics. Tinubu, a private business, a private experience. He was in Mobile, whether with forged result or not. Then Kwakwanso was also a farmer before he came in. Then public sector experience. Kwakwanso was governor, senator, and the rest of them. Tinubu was former governor. He's a public sector experience. Peter Obi, former governor, public sector experience. Who again haven't I mentioned? Kwakwanso, governor, former public sector experience. Atiku, vice president, public sector experience. Showore, you do not have a public sector experience. So if you are using the elimination, one might say, okay, we eliminate Showore in this round. Then you compare the quality of the public experience between Tinubu and those things. So when people say this, when people recommend Showore, please try your hand in something like, well, if you want, you do. If not, it doesn't mean I won't force him to be a councillor or a senator or whatever. You can vie. But if I'm the person shortlisting people for interview, I will eliminate you based on being objective. I will say it that all the contestants, they've gotten public sector and private sector experience. Showore, all that you've got is only private sector. You haven't got a public sector experience. So on the basis of that, we eliminate you on this round. It's like playing the World Cup. You start from group phase, elimination series until you get to 2, and then from 2 to 1, just like we witnessed 2 months ago. So if he feel that Nigerians are not intelligent enough to think this way, well, it's really a shame. By the way, who is conducting his campaign? How many crowd comes to the stadium? Wouldn't that tell him, even without the opinion poll? Sure, why not stop going to different media houses talking? Go to the field. Go like a Makurdi. They say Sure is coming. Go to the stadium and stand. Know the that happened to you. That's why they call public sector. Whether you pass that or the masses, taste of the masses. What is it called? How do they describe this? So that they let us know how many people to close their shop or leave their business and say they are going to the stadium because Showore is coming to address them. Although you can
Thank
see
you.
that of Tinubu, it might not be much. You can see that of Atiku and all these things. But sure, if you haven't done this, all you do is to go from one media houses and conduct interview and start to slander people and then talk nonsense and then say this, that. You are losing you are even making some of us to query that you pass through Columbia University. Did Columbia University pass through you? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. CM. Thank you. Thank you for that submission. The next person is supposed to be Mr. Alice. I don't know if he's still there. Is Mr. Alice still available?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Your submission to this space for 2 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah. As for Mr. Shore, I'm really disappointed. When I think back how we all pulled our resources to support him and thought he was no. Disappointment is the only word I can use for him. He needs to learn the following things. First, he has to humble himself. There is no way. He's a grown-up man. He already has children, I think 2 or whatever. I don't know. He has a family. He should know that without humility in life, you can't go. You can't move in this life. Let him just humble himself. That's the only thing I can just say about him. Please humble yourself. I don't want to say, I don't know. Don't want to start using words towards him because it's so painful when somebody that you so much had this love for that. The reason why I cannot say Shore, I don't know what to say about him anymore, really. But as long as the people's choice is against the people, then there's nothing I can say than to say, Shore, stay on your own. Let the train that is taking Nigeria out of this mess just go. If you stay on the way, the train might crash you. That's the only advice I can give to him. I don't have any other thing to say. You people, everybody here has already said what they could say about him. It's just disappointment that I have. That's all I will say about him.
Thank you, Mr. Alice, for that submission. Yeah, I think it's a good advice to Sori. It's a key word. Sori needs to be a bit humble because I think the major problem Sori have, I've always said it in this platform, even when so many people here were in support of him. I like his struggle. I have always seen all what he has done, but I was never too convinced because of this spirit of I, myself, and I that he have. The problem with Sowore is that he feel that no other person have the idea to fix Nigeria. He's the only one that can. He don't believe in any other person's idea. So in this life, there is nobody that knows it all. I think he really needs to humble himself in that aspect and calm down, try to work with people because you can't do it alone. Okay, imagine somebody just said here that nobody know his party chairman, nobody know his campaign manager, nobody know. The party has always been like a one-man stand thing. You are always the same candidate, come every year, every 4 years, you always come out for the presidential candidate, you are unopposed, nobody come out with you. I mean, there are some certain things you need to put in place. By getting this, you need other people by your side. You need to work with people. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex, for that advice. If he will take, it's very, very important because I believe it's what is also taking Peter Obi to where he is right now. The way the man is very, very humble, down to earth person. Thank you. I don't know if Mr.
Yes.
He is still there.
So the next person right now, we have 2 new people right here. 2
Yes,
Niger
I can
and
see
CBD.
2 Niger and Mr. CBD.
Yes, it's
So,
now the turn of 2 Niger, there followed by NCBD. 2 Niger, good evening to you.
Yeah, greetings, everyone, and the chat and to the viewers. Yeah, this thing where people keep jealousy and thing, I don't know, man. These are grown men. I don't know why people keep saying jealous. People have beliefs sometimes. I don't think some of the things Showore was saying is valid, and have serious issues with Showore. The first time I heard him speak, because I've heard of him a lot, Nigerians speak quite highly of him. He struggled and all the rest. But I just heard him, and it felt like he either was traumatized, or he's not so far removed from the politicians he liked to criticize. Maybe he's not this thing, but he has arrogance about him. So, and he, without actually indulging in power struggle in terms of actually running any state or anything, and he just makes case statements, and some of his statements are not even good. I've said it before. This is what is the worst candidate I've seen in this circle in terms of security. His security program is to hire mercenaries. That is what makes me so annoyed. This man that said he has struggled for Nigerian youth and fought for Nigerian youth, and his solution is, you know what? Let's create jobs for foreigners to come and kill those youths. That is his idea. All his struggle, that's what it came down to. And he's there bad mouthing Obasanjo. You can say whatever I like about Obasanjo. He does things that some people don't like and some people like. But for all you can accuse him of, he has a level of consistency in terms of saying he wants the country to remain one. I think somebody called him a nationalist. I think that was Theobald or something. He has his drive. Whatever he wants, he feels like that is the right thing for the country, and that's what he's doing. And he don't just say it, attain it. According to the other day, he was talking about he went to war and took a bullet for the country and all the rest. He didn't just do that. He was also convicted to death once. He went to prison. I think was it not Yaradua that served under him also that died in prison? Some people died in prison and didn't come out. He came out. And I don't understand why some people just this is not child's play here. He's jealous of this one. That's why he's endorsing that one. That is not how people like that think. You think it's about to face firing squad or death for them to start thinking, oh no, I'm jealous of that guy now. I'm jealous of this one now. If that is the kind of mindset after you faced all that kind of turmoil in your life, then I don't know why you even have to bother thinking that.
Niger, sorry for coming into your space. I don't understand the word jealous from you. Who is it coming from? Who is jealous in who?
Obasanjo, a lot of people have been hearing a lot that Obasanjo is jealous of Buhari. Obasanjo is jealous of I'm like, what kind of rubbish talk is that? Why? I don't know why people say all this, and the people are using it a lot. This is not the second girls this in arena we are talking about here. They're talking about grown men being jealous of this one jealous of this one. That's why this one is endorsing this one. It's ridiculous. That's not what people are doing. People have strong opinions. This is a nation here, and some people have taken risks with their lives. And sometimes when people say these things, it really baffles me. Look at the other day, I just saw a video of Buhari almost dying before he became president. It was what's his name? So the vehicle gave him a bulletproof vehicle, and there was a bomb blast right next to that car that shattered a lot of glasses, even in the car, and people around the car died. I don't know what Nigerians do. I never saw that before. Shocked to see the video. This is something. These are not joking around. And people just use terms. He's jealous, and they just make Nigerians feel like these things are not that important. If Obasanjo sees Peter Obi today, I knew that a long time ago that was coming. They have been saying it. I've been saying it, or IBB has said it. All these people have been saying it, and I'm telling you, if more people need to come out and endorse Peter Obi, they will come out. What makes it dramatic is that Peter Obi is not of any major political party that has run this country before. That's what makes it dramatic. That's why they are all shocked and like, how is he doing this about it? Even if it was clear, they have been telling them. APC could have chosen Obasanjo. Maybe Obasanjo wouldn't be here today. Maybe he had chosen Wike for PDP. maybe Obasanjo wouldn't be here today. But they want them. They don't want these old guards. And out of all the old guards, the two worst ones is the ones they picked. And what you want Obasanjo to go and endorse these kakos people to come and run the country at this stage in our history when they need competent leaders to be in that position. And you have someone like Peter Obi there that, thank goodness, he left a PDP to separate himself, at least to give Nigerians a chance to have a leader that is not ill, riddled with corruption and all kinds of dirty dealings. And then he endorses somebody, and then people are shouting. And this is the thing about this is Showore. Sometimes the guy doesn't know how to mix things up. Sometimes you have to say, this is where specifically I disagree with somebody. Like, I respect the struggles of Showore, but I disagree with his policy. I actually consider it the worst of all the candidates. As much as I respect his struggle, I also respect his fail. I also hate his failure. His failure, because right now in the country, Showore is supposed to be the flag bearer of the ultimate opposition to the government, or the ultimate opposition to the corrupt system. That's what they brand him for. But if that is his policy, I consider him a gatekeeper, and he's actually blocking the way of a true opposition to the system. He's just there wasting people's time. Arguing for what? Mercenaries to the country. That's his policy. If you hear about his economic policy, there is nothing there. How is that man the ultimate opposition to the government? He's not a serious candidate. He's just there insulting people. I don't even think people. I think Omoye said it now. Whether he was even still in the race. The way he's behaving like a lightweight. He's not ready. God forbid that guy, the nation, falls into his hand. People think they are complaining about dictatorship. That guy is out of his mind. You people that are coherent and see good thing where it is and see a bad thing where it is. If you just mix everything together, it's anarchy you're going to get. And I believe that what Obasanjo has done here is the right thing, and he has done it for specific reasons. He talked about equity. He talked about character. In short, all of them. We all know all of them. It's just obvious. It's been. I've said it. You look at even Buhari. The video Buhari released yesterday was basically endorsing Kwakwaso. Crazy. Do you see Buhari talking about Tinubu like that? These people at the top are tired. They are even tired of their own kind. They want a new person. They want to be able to bring the country together. They are not stupid. And that is how they are supposed to behave. Because they want, even if, let's say you are corrupt even, a corrupt person wants money now. Not to tear the whole farm down. Some of all these the people like Atiku and Tinubu, they are just anarchists. They are not ready to build anything. They would rather keep the country in the same place just to make themselves look good. And to be fair, if somebody accuses Tinubu of being a little bit vain, one can accuse him of being that, because that Lokun speech is clearly vain. Coming out openly to be embarrassing a president that you are the reason why he became president. Clearly, that video Buhari released was basically, I think this week, I'm not sure what that precisely, but I saw it yesterday. He was basically addressing, in a way, that point. If you are the one that so-called made me president, look at the man that literally saved my life. Like, literally saved my life. If he hadn't given me that armored vehicle, maybe he wouldn't be there to be president. This behavior, this arrogance that some politicians have, and the ones that are not very good at it are the ones that do all these things, like people like Tinubu, people like Bore, and I really don't like them. That's why I don't like them. I like the fact that some people are loyal to Tinubu and some people are loyal to Showore, but they themselves, their arrogance, that element to feel like you should support me because it's me. What have you got to offer? Tinubu, Showore, out of the way. Atiku, that one, I don't even know where he belongs anymore. This whole is going to hinge on either Peter Obi, or you are going to get a serious problem in this country. And I get a feeling that the elites at the top, people like even IBB, technically has actually endorsed Peter Obi too. And I get the feeling that he needs to come out openly and do it. He will do it. If Peter Obi needs it. Because if you watch the way these people behave, is that if they feel like, oh, Peter Obi's campaign is not going too well, it needs a little bit of a push, you will see more of them come out. There is a reason why Peter Obi is still in that race, because some of all these people have told him, go. We are behind you. These old kakos, we are going to hold them back, no matter what. For whatever reason. So let's try to keep things in perspective. Personally, I don't like just to paint everything black and white, to paint the country as if the country is in hell and everything is torn to pieces. I'm telling you, the country is not necessarily not going back. There are things that are working in that country, and I really hate the fact that people say things are bad all the time. Yes, things are bad. There are angels in that country doing good work. I've seen some village in Delta recently, and the train station they have there looks as good as the one they have here in the UK. I was shocked when I saw that video. So some people are doing work. Peter Obi is about to come in now. Peter Obi is alone. His election alone will make a drastic difference to Nigeria's unity. And guess what unity does? Everything else improves. Peace, justice, all those things improves. Then not to mention the character of the man. The way he approaches politics. He's not a confrontational person. And chances are that Nigerians are going to be behind him all the way. The way he behaves, the way he has behaved as a governor, that is a lot to... Why do you expect Obasanjo to side with somebody else? The other two candidates are useless. Completely useless. So that's why I will leave it. I don't want to rant about this too much, because this thing where in the media they talk about this nonsense all the time. Like he's jealous of Buhari, he's jealous of Atiku, he hates this one. Stop it. He doesn't hate anybody. This guy he lived when he is commander in chief. Murtala Muhammad died, and he was made a head of state, and before you know it, he handed over to civilian DC regime. This guy has put his life at risk over and over again for the country, and you have to respect. This is why I picked people like Obasanjo and people like someone like Peter Obi, because they have two eyes. They don't have only one. They see Nigeria and they see the world. They see our greater family. They see Africa and they see the Atlantic, past the Atlantic Ocean. Peter Obi went to Haiti in 2010. Obasanjo is basically the founder of the Pan-African Parliament in Africa right now.
Thank you.
These people, they have eyes beyond what most Nigerians like to see. And my support for Peter Obi is not based on what most people and all the rest of it. Those are there, but for me, there are bigger forces at play that I believe that these two guys are correct.
Thank you.
They have to choose somebody like Peter Obi. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The next person is CBD. CBD, are you there with us? Please talk to us. Good evening to you.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Niger Watch, Sister Irene, the panelists, and everyone listening. Well, what's the name? What's the name of this person now? Showore, sorry. Well, Showore...
So, CBD, are you trying to tell us that you forgot Showore's name? Hi, CBD.
You need to forget.
Madam Momo Yefetoka say he thought he's not part of the race. Now you forgot his name. Oh, God.
We are all forgetting his name.
Now, what he bring himself to now? Now he calls him by himself.
Yeah. So, well, the thing is that for people that have been supporting him, I understand the confusion or the disappointment. But for someone like me, I don't have that sentiment, because even when he was running in 2019, I saw the frenzy. I saw how people felt he could make a change. But I also respected because anybody that the people choose, you just have to, even if you don't like that person, it's better you just keep quiet. But for me, I saw that based on what he did 2015 with his Sahara group, the media, some people will feel like, oh, but to be honest with you, I saw what happened then. And unfortunately, most of us Nigerians, sometimes we do not um, look at how, the timeline of events and how things unfold for us to be able to understand some of the true character of some of these people. For example, uh, then there was this huge media propaganda and gang up against the Goodluck Jonathan then. It was from everywhere. And if you ask me, everybody might have their own opinion about Jonathan's administration, but I'll tell you that Jonathan is, to me, the only thing that he lacked was probably the will and the kind of the very strong, should I say, boldness to be able to confront, the forces that were before him. And what he faced mostly was betrayal. Betrayal from everywhere, both from the south, both from his own people. We can see someone like Asari Dokubo now, that obviously we have seen clearly that it was the Agbado man that is probably responsible for his beef with Jonathan. When he came out and started shouting, Jonathan did him this and that, and that's supposed to be his brother. Then, so what I'm trying to say is this. They ganged up against Jonathan. They used the media, all kinds, including channels. Every time Sahara reporters. I remember all these things because I read some of these media people, what they write, not because I want them to change my mind, but just to be able to see their propaganda sometimes. It's good to know what they're doing. So it was too much, and they used everybody. These people were praising the current president, including the same Shore. Uh, these are all the people that were behind the current administration in terms of media and everything. And that's why some people felt, whether it's true or not, but with this kind of attitude or character, is why some people felt like he is kind of indirectly working for the establishment, because or maybe he's kind of disguising. There's some people that accuse him of that till date, because even if you look at how he was released, was it just before the campaign season took off. So I'm not saying that that's the case, but that's just why some people have that sentiment. So my point is that Sowore, we can't really tell him not to be humble. I mean, to be humble and all that, because I feel like he knows exactly what he's doing. Uh, Nobody knows if this whole thing is pure, whether he's saying it based on exactly how he feels, or if he's doing some bidding indirectly, and or if it's just a matter of frustration. Because if you look at him, uh, he doesn't have the. Some people say you don't need experience, you just need. He's not in a country like Nigeria. With no disrespect to countries like maybe Sierra Leone, Liberia, and all that, but Nigeria is not one of these small countries, where somebody can just maybe from being, a musician or an actor or something, or some celebrity will come and become president. Nigeria is too complex. Nigeria is very kind of complicated. So you need someone with experience, at least start from somewhere, handle, serve, have a public service record. Of course, we're not talking about running your own business, media business. That's a business. We're talking about serving your constituents or just being in an elected, position. So you need to start from somewhere, let people test you, feel that power. They say give a man power and you know the real character of the person. So let him have a feel of power, so that we can see all these things that he's saying, let him display it in his constituency. Then we can be able to know if he can handle something like the president in the presidency of the nation. So to be honest with you, no matter what he says, it won't change anything. But I understand why some people feel a bit disappointed. I'm not, because even in 2019, I was not shouting Showore, because I understand what exactly went wrong and what they did. All of them, especially this mainstream media, what they did to Jonathan. And Jonathan had nothing. You can disagree if you want. Jonathan had nothing but the best intentions for Nigeria. Jonathan was trying to do everything possible. Did most of the people working for him, were they corruption free? No. But he himself, you saw how they kind of held him down and held his hands behind. And I'm not even surprised why he decided not to even fight, because what is he fighting? Who is he going to be in the same camp with after fighting? It's still the same people. So the best thing for him, if you ask me, was to just get out of there, And but it's just quite unfortunate. And yeah, so I wouldn't bother so much with Shawari and what he's saying, because to be honest, I don't feel like he has the kind of personality, experience, character, and career success as someone like Peter Obi. So, he can just, whatever he's saying, I think it's just coming out of frustration. Yeah, thank you.
So, thank you, Mr. CBD, for that submission. I can see Mr. Jaja thank you, Mr. Jaja, for super chatting us. God bless you. We appreciate your constant support to this platform. I know we are on this together. Our obedient brother. Thank you so much. God bless you. I think there's nobody left, Mr. Niger Watch.
Yes, we are done.
Yeah, everybody have made a submission. Okay. My people, as you all know, we are here every day, 7 days of the week. We are always here to sensitize the people, to communicate to the people. Who is that? Mute yourself.
Martina, I want to ask a question, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to ask Mr. Elvis. Sorry, Mr. Najawash, have you seen any of Showore's spokesman or spokeswoman? Have you seen any?
None.
Okay.
He speaks for himself.
I know.
He speaks for himself. Thank you very much. All right.
Showore is one show. It's a one-man show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Madam Irene was actually saying something, but we have Man of Prestige who's just joining us right now. Man of Prestige, we are rounding up now. Good evening to you, sir. We are going to give you 2 minutes to quickly talk to us before we round up.
Yeah. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So I've been trying to get in, but I came in late. I guess the studio was filled up, so I was unable to get in. But thanks for allowing me to make my speech for a minute or so. Yeah, I think I understand the subject we are talking about, but I'm only going to talk about the Obasanjo endorsement that has been causing a lot of uproar all over the country. I mean, it has been a very dramatic, since Obasanjo endorsement. I mean, everybody's saying, jealous or that kind of things. What people don't understand, if Obasanjo endorsement doesn't mean anything, why is everybody coming, clamoring, crying and everything? So it's generating a lot of interest from all background, the whole Nigerians, and that's good. Whether good criticism or bad criticism of Obasanjo endorsement, but what does that do to Obi? Yeah, it generates a very good interest in every forum for Obi. That's what he's doing. Having said that, all the whole criticism, like, you know, the Buhari saying that, I think it's Buhari people, the presidency, to my own understanding, was talking about Obasanjo being jealous. I mean, what is it to be jealous? You can't compare Obasanjo with Buhari. I mean, look at where Buhari has taken the country. It's not even comparable. I mean, in terms of GDP, the inflation. I mean, when when Obasanjo was the president, Nigerian inflation rate was only about 3%. You know, look at what we have right now. I mean, 15%. I'm sorry. Look at what we have right now. It's almost 20 something. It's going to almost 30%. So it's uncomparable. So I don't understand the inflation they're trying to talk about. So everything they're just talking about doesn't make any sense. But so I'm glad about the endorsement of Obasanjo. So that's all I have to say about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man of prestige, for coming in the last minute. Your contribution means a lot to us. Thank you very much, everybody. Madam Irene, thank you so much for this wonderful moderating you gave to us today. Thank you. May God bless you. Always, always, always appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Elvis. Thanks for always being here. And thanks for standing for what you believe. And thanks for being the driver of this movement and this platform from beginning to when we are going February. And thank you for not relenting. Thank you for your consistency. And we really do appreciate. And I'm proud to say that it gladdens my heart anytime I come to this platform to see you, my Edo brother, to be in front line of this movement. I am not sounding tribalistic here, but I just want to appreciate and say it the way it is in my heart. God bless you and your family. Happy New Year to you.
Same here. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate every one of you. We are done for today. It's 4 hours, 17 minutes now. Stay counting. Yes. We're going to be back here again tomorrow morning by 10 a.m. We'll have a news review here every day for 10 a.m. Monday to Saturday. Our news review is going to be reduced to 5 days now. We're not going to be having Saturday anymore. It's going to be Monday to Friday. Yes, we have a normal discussion like this Monday to Thursday, 5 p.m. Why Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday, 6 p.m. we are here. But Friday is more special because it's a debate where anybody can come here, where we argue and talk about the things that's affecting you and I. I appreciate every one of you, everyone on the comment section. I want to say thank you so much, all our spectators. Thank you so much, all our wonderful panelists today. Without you guys, we can't do this. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate every one of you, my wonderful panelists. Thank you. And I want to appreciate all those that shared our videos today, those that liked our video. Please continue to like before you leave right now. And I want to appreciate everyone that super chatted us today. We are saying that thank you. You guys, your pocket will never run dry. Thank you very much, my good people. Please, let's stand for what is right. Is it that Peter Obi or nothing? That is the only hope we have right now. Nobody else. If it was two, I will still let you know. I'm a very, very straightforward person, even though I know I'm not perfect. But if you look at it, the three front runner is only Peter Obi. There's no way, you open your eye to say you want Atiku or Tinubu. That means you want us to continue to dwell in this suffering. And we are saying we rebuke it. There's no way they can win this election by the special grace of Almighty God, because the people have decided to follow Peter Obi. 25th of February is just around the corner. Thank you very much, people. Continue to share our videos, like our videos, continue to encourage us. If it's your first time to come our channel and you come across this video, endeavor to subscribe, share, and like. And God bless all of you now. Take care. I will say good night, my wonderful people.